professional golfer. You've played in the European Tour. And is it right you beat Tiger Woods at one point?
All I remember when I played with him was how far he hit the ball. After 2 rounds, it's what's called a cut. If you don't get in that cut, you don't make it to the weekend, you just go home with nothing, with your tail between your legs.
Wow.
It can go south very quickly, which I have seen both sides of the spectrum of that. When you get stripped away, because that's how it felt like I was stripped. And it's like, where do you go from here? And then you have to build yourself up. I am an octopus. I've got Trev behind me walking around wherever he is, just down there. I've got the drone. I'm having to carry my clubs, obviously, tripod. And there's been a couple of times, Bruce, where I've finished in the dark. I've just whacked it off the tee. Can't see anything. Got down there, can't find. Literally pitch black. Like I couldn't see my feet.
Down in the dirt.
How you doing,
It's
man?
great to see you. I hadn't seen you for ages.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, we'll get into how things are and stuff, but I'm recording now, but we can start whenever you like, Trev. So,
That's fine,
how's things? How you doing?
Yeah, so I think it's Isle of Man, wasn't it, when I last saw you? So a lot has happened since then.
Do you want to get into it in the pod or off? Like we can chat about it now and then start later.
Yeah, it all depends how you want to start things.
I reckon the best bet we go for is just we sort of do a little bit of a background about you. You know what got you into golf and bikes, obviously. Your career to date, the ups and the downs. I mean, it's entirely up to you. This isn't live, so if there's anything you're not comfortable talking about, just tell me, and I can put like an ad read or something in and cover the break, anything like that, mate. Okay. The idea is just for us to have a nice chat and just let it flow.
I think it's going to be. It can be warts and all, Bruce.
Cool.
It's it's a pleasure because I listen to your podcast all the time. So when I'm on the road, I listen to whoever you have on, obviously, and it's an absolute pleasure to come on. And I feel a little bit weird about it because you probably haven't had a golfer on before, have you?
No, actually, no, I've not. But I mean,
and the two probably motorcycles and golf probably don't mix, do they? Because do you know anyone who's in the clan that play golf? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. I know plenty of bikers who are golfers, but I think you're the only golfer I know who's like a pro and played at the level that you've played at. So I'm interested to know that process and how you got to there, and obviously the ups and the downs and trials and tribulations and everything that you faced as you were going through that. When we met on the Scotland tour all that time ago, and I started hearing about your life, it was like, oh my God, this should be a film.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that, but that was 4 years ago, Bruce.
Man, it's frightening.
A lot. Yeah. That was you were just starting it again, the chicken strips, weren't you?
That's right, yeah. And I find now, like my wife and I just sat down there this afternoon and did diaries. We do diaries like every month, really, just to because she's got her life, I've got my life, and and with the dog, we just need to make sure that we're singing from the same song sheet. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, we sort of did a few months ahead. And I'm like, I'm in October. You go a few months ahead now, and it's like, we're just coming into June. Oh my God, that's halfway through the year already. How is that?
How many trips have you done this year? How many tours have you done?
We'll be doing it'll be 9 in total for this year. So far, what have we done? I think we're about 3, 4 at the moment. Okay. So we're approaching halfway. Soon we'll be at halfway.
I've just seen your Australian video. It's really good, actually.
Oh, thank you, man. Cheers.
Very well edited.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. I've made a rod for my own back.
I can tell.
Well, I want to chat to you about that because you didn't have your YouTube channel. Well, I think you just started the YouTube channel and you were struggling with it. You were trying to get just to build it. And then all of a sudden, I checked back in on you about a year or 2 ago and was like, holy shit, what's happened to Trev? The channel looks amazing.
I started 2021, something like that, during lockdown, the second lockdown. And I kind of paused it for a couple of years when a lot was going on. Yeah. And then I picked it up. So I've been full-time quite a long time. 3 years, it feels a long time. Obviously not in your camp, but it feels like I've been going quite a long time. Sending 2 videos out, sometimes 3 a week. But yeah, it's anyway, we'll get into that, I'm sure, Bruce, in the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Shall we just crack on?
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Folks, I've no idea at what point I would have started this, but we've been chatting for a while anyway. This is Trev, also known as Warren Bennett. How you doing?
Bruce, thanks for having me on. I've got a Guinness.
Pleasure,
my father-in-law wouldn't let me drink anything else. Bless him. He's in the pub in the sky, we'll say.
Ah, well, here's to him. Slash.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Right. Trev, it feels weird for me to call you Warren. Do you want me to call you Warren or Trev? Which one?
Trev. Trev is normal for everyone. Everyone calls me Trev. And same as the dog back there. Do you see him?
I know. Yeah. Brilliant. Who appears in almost all of your golfing videos. What a legend of a dog. Right. So, Trev, you're on here because we met through bikes. You became part of the clan, came away on a chicken strips tour, got to know you there, and then found out about this whole other, well, not other part of your life, found out about your life. You're a very quiet, unassuming bloke. You keep yourself to yourself. You don't boast about anything. Well, holy shit, you've had a bit of a life so far. Professional golfer, you've played in the European Tour, you've won one of the Opens, you've been, God, blimey. What, I've got your pedigree here. Where are we here? So let's have a look. So 1994, you became a professional, is that right?
Turn pro, Yep, turn pro in 94. Another lifetime ago.
And you won five times in a single season in the Challenge Tour, is that right?
Yeah, so the Challenge Tour, if you're not sure, Bruce, is the one below the European Tour. So it's like a feeder tour. So it would be the same setup as the European Tour, same amount of players per year, per tournament. Obviously, the standard wouldn't be as good, but the standard obviously is still very good because it's Europe and worldwide.
Yeah.
And they would have a tour. And if you get in the top, back then, if you get in the top 10 of the Order of Merit, which is basically all the tournaments join together, add all the money you've won. If you get in the top 10 of that, you get through to the European Tour. It's like a feeder tour.
And is it right you beat Tiger Woods at one point?
Yeah, well, it was my last ever amateur competition I played with him, to be fair. So he was one of those, Bruce, right? So it's obviously he was a well-known name, but he was an amateur. He had just won his first, I think, American amateur. So obviously we knew him, but no one knew he was going to do the things he was going to do. So you look back now and go, holy crap. But at the time, he's just, obviously extremely talented. And all I remember when I played with him was how far he hit the ball, how hard he hit it. And obviously extremely talented, and he went that way, and I kind of went sideways and down a little bit in his career.
But you beat him, Trev. You beat him.
Overall, in the competition, he beat me that day, but only by a few. But I was an old grizzly amateur turning pro at 22 or whatever I was, and he was still only 17, something like that, maybe. So I was long in the tooth a little bit. I was ready to turn pro.
You're a very humble guy, Trev. You're a very humble guy. Right, so golfing, how did that start? What age did you start with golf then?
So I went down, so we lived in Ruislip, so it's northwest London. So if you looked at the map of London and the M25, say I like to say to people, we're like treble 14 of the darts board. That's where we kind of lived out on the outskirts of London. And my dad just took me down to play golf me and my brother took me down. He took us down to Ruislip, which is a little municipal course next to where we lived. And my dad was playing professional football because he was a professional footballer. One summer holidays, while he was obviously not playing during his off season, he took us down to play, and I was like 6. And we just walked around with him, maybe carried his clubs, I'm not sure. And he was so bad, Bruce, that we just looked for his balls all day. And I just thought, I probably didn't, but I probably thought to myself, man, I could be better than this. And that's how it kind of started. My brother, 2 years older, was extremely good golfer, better than me. He was a fantastic junior. He played Great Britain and Ireland juniors, so under 18. So he was extremely talented and kind of turned pro a little bit too early and didn't make it. And then this like spawny little younger brother came through. But so that's how it started. We live 5 minutes walk from Ricetip, which is not there now. The HS2's gone through it.
Right.
Awful to see. Anyway, we just started from there. I just started playing, loved it. Spent every summer holiday, every holiday down there, away from school, after school if we could. Down, play golf. We just fell in love with it. All of us did. Me and my brother and friends. Yeah. Very fond memories of those days. They would be my most fond memories of golf because it was so innocent and you had a little community, and that's where golf is lovely because you can have a little community, no matter how old you are. You can meet like-minded people your same age or whatever. And it's so lovely that way. Same as bikes a little bit. You kind of get together and you're all in the same boat. You know how hard it is. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I didn't know I was going to be a pro. But yeah,
it's weird because where I grew up in the northeast of Scotland, up near like Peterhead, Fraserburgh, north of Aberdeen, that's golfing territory up there. There's golf courses everywhere. But I genuinely didn't grow up thinking golf. There was no snobbery about it. It wasn't like that was an upper class sport or anything like that. It was just what people did. I never did, but my brother picked up golf. I've never even swung a club. Well, that's a lie. I used to nick my brother's clubs, and I used to take his golf balls out of his bag, and I would just like volley them into the field to see how far. He didn't like me much then.
Well, you're the same height as me, so you could probably create quite a lot of speed naturally. And you're strong too.
But then, like as I got older, obviously you start realizing, Is there a snobbery thing here? Like some people, I think that was the same with rugby. People regarded rugby as like, the posh sport. Football was, the working class game.
Working man.
But yeah, was it like that when you started? Did it have that reputation?
I can understand where that reputation comes because there's a lot of clubs that even still, Bruce, are that way inclined, I would say. Where I grew up was a municipal course, so it was council owned. So you didn't have that. You're all mucked in. It was a tiny little clubhouse back then. They did move it to a bigger, flashier one, but it was a tiny little hut. It was fantastic. Yeah. So no, I would say I didn't get brought up with that snobbery. You would obviously have people that were like that.
Yeah.
Because I would say golf is quite an expensive sport, even now. If you wanted to start, Bruce, you'd have to buy your clubs, and you can buy everything secondhand, but everyone wants to buy the best and the greatest, and it's going to turn you into Rory McIlroy overnight, which it won't, by the way. So I just think there is a lot of snobbery, and I come up against it even now with doing my YouTube stuff, wanting to play other courses. Yeah. You send an email out; it's all very pleasant, and it's not an email to say this is who I am, but I just explain what I do. And it's like, no, sorry, we don't have that type of thing here, which I get. It's a filming thing, and YouTube could be looked upon as we don't go there. But snobbery in itself, in terms of membership, it's getting much less than what it was in the 70s and 80s, where it was all like jacket and tie, all that type of thing. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about your filming process, because it's bloody. I don't want this to sound condescending, but it's not an amateur setup you've got. You've got multi-cams going on, even drones. You've got drones sat up there looking at the long tees and stuff. Yeah. It is an incredible setup you've got, and it ran through my head thinking, God, how does that work at an active course? Because there's a lot to set up there.
It's difficult. That's kind of why I started doing the play. So mainly the channel is instructional. Mm-hmm. But I've started going to these courses, and I started last year in Scotland, and I'd started playing small little courses that I knew that were going to be a little quieter than normal. So you can kind of just turn up. So there's no real booking. So I kind of got myself sorted, and I wet my feet. Is that right? Anyway, whatever that term
Dipped
is.
your toe, wet
And
your
I
feet.
got, and I got to know how everything worked. Because I look back now and think, oh no, like you probably do a video of 10 years ago, you know, you don't want to see it. But so you kind of learn as you go, but I am an octopus. I've got Trev behind me walking around wherever he is, just down there. I've got the drone. I'm having to carry my clubs, obviously, tripod. And then I've got to try and play and talk. So it's coming natural, but I'm out there for 6 hours. It's not a quick. I can't play like I would play on my own. So sometimes I'm standing there letting everyone through, and there's been a couple of times, Bruce, where I finished in the dark. I've just whacked it off the tee, can't see anything. Got down there, can't find, literally pitch black. Like I couldn't see my feet. It's brilliant, but it makes good TV, hopefully. But people have had some amazing comments, and people love it. One's just come out this evening, about an hour ago. Seaford Head down at the Seven Sisters in Eastbourne, Brighton area down at Sussex. And that was a public course. And I love to go to these courses that not a lot of people have heard of. It's all very well going to, your Aberdeen area. You've got that Trump International up there. Cruden Bay. That's, these courses are, but Bruce, they're 300, 500 pounds a round.
A round?
Trump International, I think, is 4 to 500 a round.
You
want to play? Yeah, and you probably can't get on. They're all full of like Americans come over, and I think the locals don't play it, but it's extremely expensive. That's why I don't like going to those courses, not only just because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And I might get a bit of a discount, but I like to go to courses that people haven't heard of, affordable. You can go and play for 30 quid.
How we doing, folks? Ad time. Yep, check me out. Had a trim of the old beard. Anyway, Calimoto. If you've not been using Calimoto, you've not tried it out yet. I've been using it since about 2017, 2018 now. Brilliant bit of kit if you want to try and find new roads, either in your local area, or you go somewhere new and you don't really know. You can just whack it on. You can check how twisty you want the ride to be. You can split it into different sections and have different sections have different twisty meter readings. So you could motorway it on one bit, do a bit of A-road on another, and then chuck it into the backcountry, massive twisty lanes, that sort of stuff for the rest of the journey. It's entirely up to you. Does take a bit of getting used to, so if you have any issues with it, please drop me a line and I'll help you out as much as I can. In the meantime, if you want to give it a go yourself, I've got a couple of codes for you. TeapotOne 10 will get you 10% off the annual subscription. TeapotOne 30 gets you 30 days of the full premium package. Massively helps me out as well, folks. Calimoto have been one of my main channel sponsors for about the last 5 or 6 years now. So if you use my codes, it lets them know you've come from me. Okay, let's get back to the chat. We've got a council one just over the oval Bluebell Hill from me here, Cobtree Manor.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you ever played on that one?
Is that close? I know you're Maidstone.
It's literally over the road. There's a footbridge going over Bluebell. Well, I'm in the little village Sandling next to it.
Right. Okay, I've seen signs for that. Okay.
Yeah. They're
going on your question, Bruce, on how it all started. I never wanted to become a professional. I always looked at my brother, who was this amazing golfer, and he was. And I was just muck about with my brother and muck about with like my young friends and stuff, and all, it just evolved really. I got to this competition because I was Middlesex, so it's a county in Greater London, and we played the under-21 championships, and I was like 14 or 15, and I won it. And it all of a sudden was like, who is this little kid? I thought he was crap, and it's Jason's the amazing golfer. Who's Warren, for God's sake? And it was that's kind of how it started. I thought, I can play this game, and it kind of has started from there. And saw Seve win the Open at St Andrews, and thought, I want to do that. And
I
And then
thought
it
I remember
started
you
from there.
mentioning Sevi before. I'm sure you mentioned him as some sort of pivotal moment where you were like, this is what I want to do.
And a lot of people can obviously remember that Open, very iconic for his celebration on the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately didn't get to play with him. Got to play behind him once and had a lunch with him once, which was incredible. And it's just like, I couldn't eat. I was so nervous. But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like anything, I suppose. When it becomes, you don't all of a sudden go from that to playing on tour. There's a process, and so all of a sudden it's not becomes normal, because you are around players that you've seen on TV, but it very quickly becomes normal.
Right.
Because you stand there and you have to be forced. You're either going to get eaten alive because you're like so scared and you think they're all better than you, which they probably were, but you just have to kind of grin and bear it and go, right, okay, I've just got to try and play golf here, try and look like I'm a professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a lot of guises, Bruce. I've been professionally. So I've been a playing professional, and that took its toll after about 10 years, injuries and stuff. And then I became a head professional. So when I was with you in the Scottish tour, I was a head professional at a golf club called Chesterfield. So it's between Canterbury and Whitstable.
Yeah.
And then from there, there's reasons why I left. Now I'm doing this full time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's a very glossed over version, because a lot has happened. There was a lot of things went on because of some decisions.
Yeah. Well, we're going to dig into them.
We may get into. We'll probably get into.
We'll dig into them.
Few more Guinnesses, Bruce. We'll get into.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries. So before you became a professional golfer, what were you doing in life?
What I tried to do is work during the winters. So I was a courier driver. I was over at Heathrow. I worked for a cleaning company. One year I worked for my dad, who after football, we became like a joiner, carpentry and stuff like that. So I did a little bit for him. So just trying to, I worked at Ruislip for a little bit. So just trying to make ends meet to play the amateur scene, because the amateur scene is quite decent, and it can springboard you onto professional golf, and you can get noticed, and that is easier for sponsorship, for management groups to pick you up, and if you get swallowed up by a management group, they can then give you invites into competition. So that's the kind of that was the focus, and I was really getting towards, like, I was improving every year. So that's kind of how it evolved. From when I was about 19 through to 22, started playing for a full England team, Great Britain and Ireland team, and then decided, look, I'd probably done enough in the amateur game to turn pro. And then you turn pro and then you're swallowed up. Then you just got to try and get through what's called the tour school. Got to get through these 6 rounds, get in the top 30, and that gets you onto tour.
So how does that work then? When you become professional?
Yep.
I'm assuming you only get paid when you win. Yeah. Is that how it works?
Yes and no. You have to. So I'm not sure how it is now. I think there's 156 players play every week. So if you went to a competition, there's 156 pros. Generally, it has changed, but generally it's about 60 to 65 people after 2 rounds, because the tournament is 4 rounds. After 2 rounds, it's what's called a cut. They cut, and the top 60 to 65 people play the weekend. If you don't get in that cut, if you don't make it to the weekend, you just go home with nothing, with your tail between your legs.
Wow.
So look, don't get me wrong, Bruce, the awards are incredible, and they were incredible. But it can go south very quickly, which I have seen both sides of the spectrum of that. And when it goes south, obviously injuries, and you lose your confidence, then you lose your form, and then it's just this never-ending spiral. you go home and I think it's probably even more now, but each competition on average, because you're travelling further afield on some, closer to home for some, would be £3,000 to £5,000 a week would be your expenses.
Wow.
Yeah. And
3 to 5 grand a week, did you just say?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's not on Challenge Tour, by the way. Challenge Tour,
Right.
You kind of did it yourself. You either carried your bag yourself or you just got a local caddy. Because you've got hotel, you've got flight, you've got your food, you've got your caddy to pay for, which is the most expensive. Back then, it was like £1,000 a week for your caddy. It can get expensive, but don't get me wrong. These players you see on TV, don't worry about them, whatever you do.
As you said, the rewards are good. Yeah, when you get
the sponsorship now, especially more with social media, they're more. You can sell a golfer more with what? Because Justin Rose, for instance, you've heard of Justin Rose?
Yeah.
He's just joined McLaren Golf, so like the McLaren as you would know a car. He's just joined. So it's a brand new golf company. Obviously not a brand new company, but they've just dipping their toe into golf, and they've swamped him up and picked him up and using their clubs and bag and. Yeah, guess what car he's driving?
Yeah. Blimey, that's not bad, is it?
but Bruce, how I see it, right? Because when I used to run the golf academy at Chesterfield and the junior academy, I used to say to the juniors, if you ever go to a golf tournament, don't go around with Rory McIlroy, which is obviously tempting. Go around with someone who's in 100th place and see what they're going through, because they're going through some pain. They're probably not playing very well, or they're a bit. To see how good they are, because they are still extremely good golfers, incredible golfers, but they're not the top of the tree. So what you see on TV and what we see on TV, if you watch the Open or the people in the lead, but you don't see the person chopping it out of the trees and swearing and breaking his clubs. But it's a tough, any sport, Bruce. I know you said you dipped your toe into rugby back in the day, but any sport. It's difficult.
Up into my late teens, early 20s,
Any sport, even amateur, good amateur, like you said you were, or trying to become semi-pro or pro, you said, Bruce, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't. It wasn't even pro back then. It was just the last sort of serious period for me was about 95. I think 95 is when I trialled for Scotland, but that was like Scotland under 21s, under 20s, under 21s. So it wasn't even like professional game yet. That was a year or two later. It just started to turn into the semi-pro era. I just sort of missed it.
What was the trial? What did you have to do?
Oh, it's just a game. You just turned up at, I think it was Heriot Watt Uni. And they just had the A's, Bs, Blues versus Reds. Blues were the actual... They were the first choice team, and then they had the Reds, which were the possibles. We'll try these, and I was picked to go in the Reds, and just didn't have a particularly good trial, didn't get picked, and then not long after that, I remember I was training with my uni side, and we were doing line out drills, and I went up in the line, came down, went over my ankle, broke my ankle, and it's basically that was it. I was just like, do you know what? I quite fancy beer and women now, so. That was the end of my athletic days.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any friends that went on to do or go a bit deeper?
Yeah, I mean, I played at district level, which was North and Midlands back then. I played with Jason White, who then became Scotland captain, British Lions. He had a very successful career.
Wow.
So it was interesting. I mean, he was always a way better player than me. Like our schools used to play against.
Was it pro back then, or was it amateur?
It was amateur then, but Jason went on to move. He went with the times as it became professional, so he was a professional rugby player. I think he ended up living out in France and playing in France for quite a while. So he was literally that generation where it turned professional. Yeah, not the levels that it's at now, but certainly you could make a living from it. Yeah.
Yeah, any sport, I would say, Bruce, it's fantastic when it goes right, and it's awful when it goes wrong.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot, especially at that standard, because you are like well, I wasn't, but generally my friend and my coach back then said, you're all Formula One cars and it only takes one spark plug and it all goes wrong. And it only takes a 20% drop off. And there's loads of golfers better than you if you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult because, I'm guessing maybe quite a lot of your podcast listeners or watchers probably wouldn't have watched any of my videos, but I did suffer. And I have said this on the channel. I did suffer from performance anxiety.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal.
I want to get into that. And leading into that is basically getting into the mindset of what it's like for you, as a young lad. You've turned professional. Was it 94 was like your first breakout year? So you've beaten Tiger Woods. You won the silver medal at the Open. Yeah. What was like your mindset like at that point in life where you're thinking to yourself, I mean, you must have been like a dog with two dicks. You must have been like, oh my God, my dreams are coming true. I'm on my way. This is all mine.
Yes and no is the answer to that. I didn't fear then any failure. I don't know if that's because I was very young. Well, I wasn't that young, I was 22. But I don't think that I had the vision of things going wrong. I don't know if that was just naivety. Probably is at that age when you're not really... We didn't really know as a family. We didn't know any other professional golfers. So we didn't know how turning pro worked. We didn't know if we needed to phone someone up, write a letter into someone. Basically, how it really happens. And it's the same now, to be fair, but they're looked after a little bit more, is if you enter the tour school, I was saying about the tour school, end of the year, if you get in the top 30, if you hit the first shot off the first tee, you are now a professional. It's as simple as that. So you don't get a card, you don't go, well done, shake hands. It's just if you hit off on the first tee on that tour school, that year anyway, you are now a professional. So it wasn't any grand trumpet, red carpet or anything like that, don't get me wrong. It was just literally, right, I've got to go and try and qualify here. And it's not just qualifying for that. You had to pre-qualify to get into it. So you have to play like a mini tournament to get in the top 10 to get to the qualifying. So it was difficult. There's a few hoops to jump through, which I was lucky enough to do. I was lucky enough to not get straight onto it, but no question about it, Bruce. Then I had enough armory and enough confidence then to feel like I could compete. No question about it. And people who know me would know me that once I get the laser, I'm off and running. But that laser started to diminish quite quickly within 6 years or so. It started to go, through injuries and things like that. They don't help. But yes, that's basically how it is. And it's the same now. If you wanted to turn pro, these youngsters, that's all you do. You just enter the tour school and you hit off the first tee. So there's no grand. There are obviously exceptions to the rule, and these amazing amateurs turn pro and playing tournaments. Rory is a perfect example. He didn't have to go to tour school. He was so good that he got swallowed up by a management group, and he just did it straight away. He got invites into tournaments and did it straight away.
It's interesting here you talking about, the mental pressures and the process and, the ups and downs that you've experienced. Again, we'll go into that in more depth in a sec. But I've watched, as I said, I don't play golf, don't really follow golf, but I watched that Full Swing series, on Netflix. And I know it's edited and it's edited to be a drama series, but the ups and downs, the highs and lows that these guys at the pinnacle of their game are going through, it's literally like, it feels like they cannot hit a ball to save themselves 1 minute, and everything is just compounding and coming down on themselves. I feel like I'm suffocating myself from the pressure that they must be under. And then they either sort it out and it's like the game flips and we're coming back again, or I think they all seem to turn it around as far as I know. I know it's a dramatic series, but God, the pressure's unreal.
I think it's such a difficult sport. There's so many variables in golf. It's not just, you don't play the same course, you don't play the same weather. Grasses are all different. Like you could play a links course up at Turnberry or up in Scotland. The next thing you're playing a Parkland course or in the desert or anywhere. So pressure, I can only obviously speak from my perspective. And there's, I would say, there's a lot of pressure that you put upon yourself, but there's obviously a lot of pressure outwardly as well. And it is and probably the most pressure is we put on ourselves as golfers, because just being Justin Rose, Tiger Woods, whoever your name is, the expectation is so high. And that's the difficult thing, to come to terms with, have it. And the press, obviously these days, we didn't have it. And obviously I didn't have it. I didn't have that spotlight, obviously, as much as these guys. So they are under it, Bruce. I haven't seen a lot of that series, by the way. I'm not an avid golf watcher, to be fair, but I obviously have seen clips. It's such a tough sport. Anyone who's played golf will know the margins are so fine. And that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing and trying to explain and make golf, which is incredibly hard. It's like juggling 4 balls. You can get one right, but as soon as you add another, it's so difficult. And it's a learned movement, like anything. It's a learned movement. Playing the guitar is a great analogy. Like you're doing one thing with one hand and another thing with the other. And it's like, how does this marry up? And it's the same thing. And at that level, Bruce, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to perform and feel like you have to perform, because it's obviously all in perspective here. These guys, as much as they won't admit it, because it's under a different umbrella, they're getting $1 million to play a tournament. They're getting, back in the day, it was called sponsorship. I can't remember exactly, but they have all the Sevies back in the day and the Faldos and Langers but now these guys, it'll be under a different guise, because technically I don't think you're allowed to accept. But so yes, there's pressure in that. I would love that pressure, don't get me wrong. Just give me one tournament. But you're in that bubble. It's like the professional footballers these days, isn't it? They're so immune to it. $1 million, I don't want to sound flippant because I haven't, and I was never there, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That $1 million to them, they could quite easily feel too pressure. I've got to perform because they're paying me $1 million, and there's your pressure again.
Yeah.
Which I felt a lot, but my pressure wasn't inwardly. It didn't come, I didn't put it on myself. It came from somewhere else. And I'll tell you what that is, hopefully, in the podcast.
So before you started to feel or succumb to that buildup of pressure, how were you dealing with it back in the day? Or how do you deal with it now? And is there a difference?
Pressure, you mean?
Yeah, how do you deal with like pressure and adversity, like the mental combat that goes on in life?
I don't have any now. I've literally...
Really?
No, I don't have any. I've decided my playing career's over. So I'll go into the reasons why, but basically my playing career is over. So now I'm just a golf coach. Well, I shouldn't say just a golf coach. It's a terrible thing to say, but I am a golf coach, basically online. Unfortunately, with my arrangement with Chesterfield, I don't teach one-to-one at the moment. But I just teach online, and I am teaching online, personally. But back then, it was a build-up, Bruce. That's all I would say. It's like the kettle or a champagne bottle, and one day the cork went. And it's trying to put all that champagne back in the bottle, and we know it's not going to work. And you think you can get back into it, and that took 10 years. I tried to come back for 10 years after the champagne bottle went hot in 2004. And that's when you learn a lot about life. You learn a lot about yourself. And yeah, good and bad, by the way. But what I feel now is I don't feel any pressure of life. There's financial things that I'll tell you about. But no, I don't feel any pressure. But from that perspective, from the golf side of things, no, not at all, nothing. So, because in my head, what I'm trying to do is normal for, I'm just now an everyday golfer who can obviously play quite nice golf, but I vocalize the feelings behind that. I tell people how difficult this game is, and I'm not perfect, and I put it in a bunker or the trees or what. It doesn't matter. It's just how you deal with it. So, but back then, Bruce, I was always a little bit sensitive. I would say from 16, it started performance anxiety.
All right. Yeah. Wow. That young.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, okay, shall I tell you why?
Yeah. I was just waiting to say, I think we should hit that then. We should tackle it.
So I've explained this in certain videos, and I've thought about obviously coming on here. You said you were kind enough to ask me a couple of weeks ago, whenever it was. And I thought, how do I put this in some way that motorcyclists or bikers can understand and you can understand? Is if you had a motorbike and there was something wrong with it, and every now and again, after a certain time, it just went wrong. So you took it to the mechanics and they said they fixed it, but this one thing went wrong again. And it just kept going wrong. And then let's say you were entering a race and it just kept going wrong. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it was okay and you felt okay. But then eventually this thing was going wrong all the time. And that's the same with my swing. So it's a technical, mechanical movement. Obviously there's outside things as well and there's other factors, but mainly it's a technical sport. If you've got a fault at that level and you're playing courses and golf courses against top players in the world and you've got a fault that you don't know why, that's why from the age of 16, I was hitting certain shots and I couldn't fix it. So I went to every single coach that you could probably, or the viewers and the listeners could probably think of, the Harmons, the Ledbetters, people in this country, no one could fix it. So I was hitting this one shot that was costing me. I'm not saying I was out there shooting horrendous scores, but it was enough to miss cuts. It was enough to get me injured. It was causing me injuries. So I was a practicer. I was working hard. I wasn't just like kind of not practicing, but it kept going wrong. I had a good looking swing. So if someone said, "You've got the best swing on tour," and I just said I couldn't understand it because they couldn't feel what I could feel. That's a very glossed over version, but basically, and I didn't vocalize this till 3 years ago. So I pulled out the 2004 British Open at Traigh. It was like a nervous breakdown. It got that's when the pop of the champagne bottle went. So it was a nervous breakdown, to be fair. And to be fair, 2 years ago, 2 years before that, Bruce, in 2002, I'd played the Open at Muirfield, made the cut, felt okay. Wasn't great, but felt okay. So it was in a very short space of time. That was the beginning of the end, to be fair.
Wow.
And then from there, not a lot of people could understand it, you could see, because they would look at my swing and go, "You've got the most rhythmical swing. It's beautiful. It looks fantastic." But the internals were, it's what I say all the time in my instructional videos. You've got to, as a golfer, the internals, which are where you hit the ball, really, is the most important area. And I never found it until 2014. I found it in 2014, the secret to my golf swing.
2014, after you left the tour in 2004. Another 10 years before you found it.
And I was 42 at the time. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't an overnight thing, but I found the reason why my golf club was doing something it was doing. I won't bore you with the very internal.
No, please do. People will be interested. I mean, there'll be people interested.
It's hard to describe. It's really hard to describe, but I felt something in my golf swing coming down. That's basically just before impact, my golf club wouldn't come down to, I'm trying to be very basic here. wouldn't come automatically to the ball. So I had to manipulate with my hands. And if you do that, the golf club is square for a very short period of time. But that's not the fault. So it's like looking at the engine, saying, oh, there's a rattle. Let's fix the rattle. Well, it's not the rattle's fault. It could be something else in there. I don't know, carburetor or something, Bruce. I don't know. I'm not engine tight, to be fair. But that was the problem. Everyone was looking at the problem, but the catalyst to the problem was somewhere else. And I found that somewhere else in 2014. Weirdly, 10 years of literally squeezing every single bit of lifeblood out of me, trying to find this thing. And it came at the most opportune time, not opportune, it came the most like time when I was working for an old professional, then professional. And it just, something in my head said this little saying, and I tried it and it felt, oh, that's different. That felt different. That's the first time I've ever felt that club do what I wanted it to do. And then the academy was born from there, basically. I wanted to tell people this movement. Because I wasn't teaching then. I was just literally, I didn't know where to turn. And it was an awful winter. It was absolutely pouring down with rain for months and months. And I was sitting in the pro shop for this fellow professionals. I was just doing a couple of days a week for him. Yeah. And I was sitting there and this saying came into me, technical saying, golf. And I thought, oh, never heard of that word before. Basically shallow, which is people who play golf have probably heard of shallow, what the club does coming down to the bottom. And I tried it, and it took me a few days to get used to it because it was completely the other side of the coin, which I wanted to do technically. And there it is. I've kept it. So from 2013, end of 2013 into 14, it was that winter, to now, I haven't changed my swing.
Wow. And it just felt right.
I'm better golfer now than I was on tour, but I've got nowhere to play. Because there's an age.
So go on.
There's an age thing because I have to be. Look, I have to be honest. I was 42, going into my 43rd year, and I have to be honest that. Do I keep ringing it out? I've just tried for 10 years. Do I put my poor wife through? I'm going to try again. There was a little bit of insanity there. So I thought the best thing I could do was to try and open up a golf academy. And that's what I did. I wanted to tell people what I had just found because I hadn't heard of what someone was doing. And it's like, all of a sudden, this new world came into me that I hadn't heard anyone teach this way. And they are now. Well, they were, Bruce. I hadn't come up with the secret of golf, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But no one had told me this move. No one. And I went to America. I saw the best coaches in this country. I'd spent thousands and thousands of pounds on lessons. No one had told me this move. And that's what I believe in. I'm not saying I would teach you it. You said, oh, Warren, teach me this move. I'm going to become the next Colin Montgomery. It won't work for everyone. You have to be a certain level of golfer for this. Bruce, golf, within 2 months, became how I felt it would always be.
Oh, wow. How was that mentally for you then? To all of a sudden feel like you are in the form and the place physically and mentally that you've always felt you should be in, and now you're not in the place, like career-wise, professionally. How did that feel?
I'm going to be honest. Well, I'll be obviously going to be honest. I think when people say that, they're not honest.
Yeah.
But it's only been the last year that I think I've dealt with it.
Wow. Well, you've come at peace with it.
Come to terms with it, because I know, and I'm not being big-headed here, I'm just basically saying what other people were saying, and I knew I had talent, because you wouldn't get to the certain levels that I went to without talent. But I had like obviously, Bruce, I had a certain amount of technical ability. I know I had talent. I know I had ability. I know, but to go from that to the next level and stay there, which is obviously the hardest thing to stay there, because everyone could kind of play well for a short period of time, but it's just staying at that level, which is difficult. And you have to have a majority of all the pieces of the pie in the right order. So I knew I had this ability. I really did. And, you know, I had the head of the R&A at that time, who was an amazing golfer back in his day, saying I would win the Open within the next 5 to 10 years. I can't remember exactly what it was. I knew I could probably be a Ryder Cup player a few times. I could have. I had a chance. I'll tell you a story in a minute. But I could have won a few times. I think I could have played in more majors. Obviously, I played in 5 Opens and pulled out of that 6th Open. Played a few in America. I would have loved to have played the Masters. Very iconic golf course, Augusta. Yeah. It's, you know, you get brought up with that when you were young, and you just think, oh, I just want to see Augusta. And it's like, so there's a lot of life, and it's obviously, you know, first world problems, but you've got to kind of let it go. You've got to try and make the most of what you're dealing with in life. And that's what I wanted to do for the Golf Academy. I wanted to teach it. And that's what I did from 2015 onwards.
That's a very healthy mindset, Trev. Very. A lot of people would eat themselves up with that.
Oh, I have done.
Yeah.
I have done. Because it's not, I'm not doing it because it's an ego. Well, I suppose it is a little bit of an ego thing, but I was doing it because of what potentially could have been. Because of my life situation. Don't get me wrong. You go back into the history and the European Tour or DP World Tour, it's called now, and see how much money I earn. Everyone can go. Everyone's free to look at it. But by 2014, and I'm not just saying this, I did not have 1 penny.
Wow.
So that 10 years, you know, my last British Open was 2014. So I just missed the old secret a couple of years before. But that was just a freak. I qualified for the Open. I went through qualifying and made it and loved it. But I was still obviously a bit crap. But in that 10 years, relatively speaking, by the way, in that 10 years, I'd spent all the money coming back, going to tour, just entering tour schools, £3,000 just to fill the form out. Yeah. So it's different. So that way, so you have that kind of seesaw battle going in about, you know, we're healthy, married, everyone's lovely, got love, we're all, but you literally have no money for petrol. I'm not just saying that. So it's and that's been twice, by the way. That happened 2 years ago. I was in the same boat 2 years ago. When I saw you,
I remember.
It was starting.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic relief. Don't get me wrong. Going on tour with you, it was just like, oh my word! It was I didn't want to come back, as you probably heard me say through the comms.
You had a lot going on as well.
I wanted to live there.
Yeah.
I wanted to escape. It was that escape. I want to live in that house with no one around. It's an escape. I wanted to not push it all back. And because I was going through some serious
problems,
serious financial problems. I suppose we were, but it was me who was the problem. But it was a different financial problem then, Bruce. I was then a head professional at a club and COVID hit me badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been, that's what I said about the 3 different guises. I've been a player, I've been a head pro, and now I'm an influencer, don't you know? I'm not. I hate that word.
I do as well, mate. But, you know, I'm starting to come round to it and go, well, fuck it. If they're going to call me an influencer.
People. Yeah,
exactly. And I want to influence people the best way I possibly can. And I want to influence people in a positive manner, not like in the bike world. I'm not going to spout shite and sell people whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like if you get a brand deal, I'm saying this, I think I've had one brand deal in the entire time I've done it. But you know, if a company offers you a product and they offer you an affiliate on a product, if you go out there and you push it and you flog it to your market, your community.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that, you know, unless it's something that I really like and I use myself, then I'm not going to, you're not going to sell crap to somebody, are you? Because we've all got our own integrity here. And that's, and I know you're exactly the same way. I have the mindset that integrity is non-negotiable, because the second people think you're full of bullshit, that's it. It's, you know, the respect they've got for you is gone. You're never going to get that back. So, you know, you just, so it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we are influencers, but there is definitely.
You've got that thing on the back on your wall, Bruce.
What's that?
That shows 100,000.
Oh, that. Yeah.
How did it feel?
It took a long time
going through there, because I know it was a slow process, wasn't it? It was slower than it should be, by the way. But how do you feel with it? Was it like, wow, that's great, but let's just move on? Or how was it in your head with that?
It was actually a relief. It was just a relief, because, you know, you see other channels that seem to get 100,000 overnight. And, you know, I look at some of the dross people are pumping out, and I just think, oh my God, like, well, how come, you know, why is it taking 15 years to get to 100,000? And I feel like I'm putting my fucking soul into these vids and, you know, working every second I can on them. Yeah. And it was just a relief to sort of get that 100,000. And then now, you know, I mean, the channel's pretty much stagnant. You know, I think I've got like, it's gone up 3,000, I think, in 6 months. It's horrendous, my sub count now. But I'm not that bothered, because I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And at the moment, I can survive. You know, I don't really make money off of YouTube. I make money off of Patreon and off of tours. Yeah. So for the time being, I can exist on that. But I don't know. Time might come where I have to get a proper job. We'll see. But for now, I'm enjoying it.
When I listen to you, Bruce, doing a podcast, and you say that, not every podcast, obviously, but when you do mention that when I'm driving about, it's different. I would say your focus, as much as it would be frustrating to work on such a long videos and get your videos not where you want them to be, which is obviously nothing to do with the quality at all, because it's exceptional.
It must be, though. It has to be, though, Trev. It's very kind of you to say, but it has to be, because there's just no mass appeal there. So I'm obviously doing something wrong. Yeah, no. Well, you're doing something wrong in the YouTube world in terms of the whatever that algorithm that you talk about. But how do I put this? Your angle, it's probably the wrong word, angle. Your angle is not videos, in my view. This is coming from a clan member and seeing you, and obviously, and it doesn't help your frustrations, I get it. But your angle is your community. Now, I listened to, who was those two guys you had on? Is it Riding Through Grief? Yeah. The two Scottish boys.
They said the best thing about you, and you should listen to that every now and again. I think it was at the end when they mentioned about how much you do for your live your life logo and statement, whatever you say, is more than a video view. It really is. I'm not just saying that, and I know if you're editing till 3 a.m, you're not going to feel that. Of course not. But when the fog clears, when you sail off into the sunset, you are going to leave a legacy behind. I know that sounds a bit pants, but it is. That's your influence, Bruce. Stop that smoke coming out your backside as well. But I'll keep blowing.
You've nearly cleaned it. Keep going, Trev.
But it really is, Bruce. I'm not just saying that.
That's very kind,
I'm not saying that I'm in your category at all, because you are head and shoulders in terms of who you are and what you are. But
Stop putting yourself down.
I
man.
feel it a little bit as well. I make these long form videos when I play. I can hear your voice when you were saying it takes me 4 days to edit or whatever. It takes me over 35 hours, 40 hours to edit one of those videos. Yeah. And I get 8,000 views. But
that's about all I'm getting, mate.
It's bigger than that though, Bruce. Sometimes because it's so easy because obviously that's your main hub. YouTube, get some views. I want this and another. You're not, like you say, you're not going to go into a dealer. I'll just give me that to kind of test ride and I'll do a little review on that. You're not that. That's why, I know you know this, but that's why you have the support that you've got. That's why you won't need a proper job. Because you have that support. You won't even need to try and do it because everyone's got your back. I know people leave. I've got a little Patreon going on, so it's nothing like you, by the way. But it's the same thing. You hear the same message. People want to support you. So it's just the fact that what you do in terms of your editing and your videos isn't you. That's my perspective anyway. It's bigger than that. Those two guys said it absolutely perfectly. You should really listen to what they said. I know it's like, oh yeah, whatever. But you should really listen to that because it's bigger than that, what you've got. What your mum said and everything like that, it is true. That's why you're still doing what you're doing and all the effort that I know that you do and put into it.
That's very kind, Trev. Thank you very much. We'll stop talking about me now. Put everyone to sleep.
All right.
That's very kind, mate. I really do genuinely appreciate that. Thank you.
But going on the back of your other question about how did that feel about the financial and how did it I don't think there's anything, well there's obviously health. So health is obviously everything, number one, but financial problems are hard.
Absolutely.
And that's why I had to sell the bike, Bruce. So I had to sell the R18, which was, I drove it up to not sports. Is it sports bikes? Superbike factory.
Superbike factory, yeah.
Tried to sell it on, it's not the car, it's not a second-hand bike to sell, by the way.
There's no market, is there, on the R18? There's just no market for it. Such a shame.
There was things I didn't like about it. I didn't like those fancy exhausts. I get why they did it. It always looked a little bit over the top to me. But I loved the torque. Because when I was on the Scottish trip with you, I know I'm kind of going off tangent here, but when I went on the Scottish trip, and I swapped bikes with Mike, so he had the GS, he went on mine. Yeah. I loved that GS round the corner, but I loved the R18 in a straight line.
Yeah. Mate, I will never forget when you burned off that Porsche. It was just the best thing in the world.
That was the afternoon, when everyone goes a little bit mad in the last hour.
Oh, mate. One of the greatest days ever on a bike, that. It was such a fantastic group. We got the weather. It was amazing roads. It's just one of those days, wasn't it?
It was
just amazing.
Something I always look back on, Bruce. I watched the tour when it all came out. I haven't looked back. But it was just, because that's the first time I'd experienced those roads. I'd been up to Scotland, but I hadn't been past Skye. Wow. And I went back there last year and did the little playing thing. And went up to Durness and played Durness and Gairloch and things. But what an incredible place to ride a bike with that weather.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's a few, I passed the hotel we stayed and thought, oh my
Did
word.
You?
Oh, it was incredible, Bruce. But that time, like you said, we had a great bunch. And we're still in touch, by the way. And I told them I've got a new bike.
Brilliant. Yes, come on. What's the new bike?
It's like rising from the ashes. That's how it's felt. For 2 years, Bruce, I've been saving, just putting a little bit aside, so I contacted you, didn't I, about potentially what do you think, what's a good bike for a so-and-so budget? And obviously you can buy second-hand. So I know I could have bought a second-hand bike, but anyway, I didn't. But I had to go that Vosge. Is that how you say it? Vosge?
Vosge, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the 800 DX?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you won't be surprised to sit here, will you? I don't like a revving bike. I don't like a high revving bike. And that thing, they gave it to me for 2 hours, to be fair to them. And I went on it twice, 2 lots of 2 hours. So I came back about a week later. They must have hated me. But anyway, I drove it or rode it. And it's the first time I've been on a bike, Bruce, since 2023, since I drove it to Superbike Factory, the R18. So anyway, and don't get me wrong, it's a nice bit of kit, to be fair. There's a lot of good stuff on it. I like the adventure style. I liked it was a little bit the rake and whatever. But I didn't like a revving bike. Don't like a
you got to rev the
bike.
bollocks out of it to get any kind of performance.
Oh, it's like 6,000, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, it came alive because I was like half an hour into the test ride. Oh, I was on my own, obviously. And I Googled it. And I thought, my AI did. How do you get this bike alive? Like, it's just, there's nothing there. I thought, this is the worst thing. And they said, you've got to get past 6 to 9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Is it the same as the GS, that?
No. Like the GS has a very definite power band, sort of around the 1300 one. I think is around 5.5, 6,500 revs. You hit there, and that's where your maximum sort of power and torque's going to be. It might even be just a smidgen higher, but that's a boxer engine. So that is traditionally quite a low revving engine. If you go to like an inline 4, for example, my Jigsaw, you got to get that to 9,000. Like from 9,000 up on, all hell breaks loose. It's just yeah. Inline 4s are high revving engines, so you need to get the revs right up on them. That's why I spend my life in second gear on the Jigsaw, because the revs are right up there.
Wow.
You don't need anything else realistically, because you can do 110 in second anyway. So it's nuts. Wow. It's crazy.
What is it red line to then?
God, jeez. I think the Jigsaw's about 14, 15, something like that. 13, 14, 15, somewhere around about that, I think.
Wow.
I think. It's been so long since I've bloody ridden it and put it up there, because you just don't need to.
Yeah. Is it still? Is it still running?
Oh yeah. She's road legal now, MOT'd. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've literally done. Oh God, this year all I've done on that bike is rode it to the MOT place and back in central London. That's it. I take it to FWRs up in South London. So I need to get her out and take her for a proper spin somewhere.
But I would say, Bruce, you're the same with me as for golf. You probably don't do riding as a break, as a pastime, do you? Or do you go out?
I really want to, but I just don't have the time. I just did one last week, actually. I did one of my, around the UK rides. So I took out Vosge, just launched their 125cc twist and go scooter, the SR16. So I saw their PR guy put that out on the socials a few months ago. And I just messaged him and went, I'd love to take that around the UK. So he was like, if you're serious, you can have it. So I was like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. So I set off 2:00 Monday morning and then got home 8:00 Wednesday night. 2,100, 2,200 miles. Yeah, 66 hours on the bike. It was brilliant. But that I love, because it's just me and it's just my time on the bike. I'm doing what I really enjoy doing. Wow. And it was awesome. Yeah, I'm not bothered if I don't get to do that all the time, but as long as I can, as long as like once or twice a year, if I can just have my own little space on the bike, whether it's a few days away or a week away, that's fine. Because, I'm touring. It's not a hardship, is it?
Yeah, that is a nutty thing to do, but I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see the video of you on that scooter. Bruce, I need to spend a penny.
Yeah, no problems. Let's do it. Let's have a natural break. See you in a bit, folks. So, are you enjoying the podcast? If you are, please let everyone you know about it. Sharing at the moment is the biggest trigger for the algorithm. Obviously, you need to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But if you can just tell one mate about the podcast, share it across to them, that helps tenfold. I love doing the podcast. I'm really trying to grow it this year, and you can help me out by doing that. So I'll love you forever if you do. Whilst I'm on the topic of support, folks, the only reason I can do the podcast and the YouTube channel and everything like that full time is because of my Patreon. In the clan itself, we do meetups, we do live streams. You'll get early access to the vids. You get first choice on the questions on this podcast. And you'll also get exclusive early access to my chicken strips tours when they're released. If you want to check it out, head to patreon.com/TeapotOne. And if there's anything there that takes your fancy, feel free to support me over on there. Right. There's something that people might not know. After your sort of injury took its toll, you spent a bit of time caddying, didn't you?
Yeah. That was
How did that impact then? How did you find that? Having been, like the tour professional playing golf, all of a sudden you're caddying, you're on the other side of the bag now. So how did that feel, and did that help your golf in any way, seeing golf from that perspective?
Looking back, Bruce, I'm going to be straight up with you. I can't believe I chose it. I can't believe I chose to try it, to be fair. It didn't do me any favors. I went on tour. I went out there. I had a friend who kind of knew someone who needed some help. I don't know how I did that. How I, within 4 years, kind of not playing, but trying still, to then all of a sudden go, don't get me wrong, everyone was like a shock. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? You just won a tournament, it's just like, few years, and I don't know. I guess I tried to because I was in a bad place mentally in terms of I resented the game and what it was giving me at that time. So I basically tried for about 4 years to get back out on tour, which was costing a lot of money, and we were kind of struggling a little bit. So I just tried to find a way in, Bruce, to fall in love with it again. And I thought, what happens if that's like less pressure? I won't have to worry about my golf game. All I have to be is a kind of a bit of a confidant. And obviously there's some technical, and you've got to be good at it, but you've got to know what you're doing and saying. And I'm quite good at that. I'm quite good at, not mentoring, which is probably the wrong word, but I'm quite a good coach that way. I'm someone someone could trust, and so I just tried it.
You have a very calming demeanour, a very calming, trusting demeanour.
Yeah, I just tried it and went out there, and it was the most difficult thing was seeing players that I was obviously knew very well, used to room with. They're still playing, getting on with it, and I then mentally had to get on with trying to shut that door. And don't get me wrong, I thought to myself, I'm going to give this 5 years. I'm going to give this 5 years, and I lasted 5 months.
Wow.
It was difficult.
Wow.
I'll tell you what though, Bruce, I started on the main tour, on the European tour. I think I did a few tournaments. And then the ladies tour got in touch, and there's a lady called Trish Johnson. That could be the recording. Can you hear me? Everyone, while Bruce is in the toilet, make sure you subscribe to his channel and go on one of his clan meets. Yeah. If you haven't gone on one of his clan meets before, they're amazing. So I don't want to blow his smoke. I don't want to blow more smoke up his backside that I already have, but they're amazing. He's amazing, as we know. So anyway, he's probably listening at the moment. Well, no, what did I say? Clan meet? No, go on one of his chicken strips tours. But you have to really be a clan member for that. So, because you get first dibbings, and within half an hour, they're all sold out. So become a clan member for as little as whatever it is, £5, £15, whatever a month. Support Bruce, and then you can get first dibbings for the old chicken strip store. 10%, Bruce. I've just been talking about you.
What you've been giving it? Oh, good.
You'll hear about it in the playback.
It's all lies. Whatever he said.
That was dangerous walking away, Bruce, and keeping record on.
And leaving it recording. Yeah, it's a rookie error, isn't it? God, never mind.
Would I say anything bad?
No, I trust you. I trust you with my life. Right. So you started caddying for.
So we're talking about Trish, weren't we?
Yeah, Trish.
So it was a really lovely experience, and Trish is really experienced. She's played in the women's equivalent to the Ryder Cup like 9 times, called the Solheim Cup. So she's been there and done it. So she was great. But the pull of playing again, unfortunately, it's one of those, you miss it when you're gone, and when you're in it, you don't. And I'm thinking, and I thought I'd found during that time off I had, I thought I'd found this secret, like I was saying about, I thought I'd finally found the idea and all that, maybe this will work, that temptation again. So I tried to come back and play, and guess what? It didn't work out. So I love that period of time with Trish. So, and we're still in contact now. So I loved that time with her, and she was absolutely great. Met some friends along the way, even had people coming from the tour for me to coach one-to-one when I was at Chesterfield. So it was really great. And when I qualified for the Open in 2012, a few of the ladies came. So Trish and about 4 others walked around. It was brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're a really good bunch. Really different than the men's tour. It's a different bit more of a community feel. Love. And the caddies.
Is it?
The caddies were great. Yeah. Because it was all, no one's trying to be one-upmanship and whatever the saying is. It just felt like you're in it together. You're all a bit skin and you're all a bit, but you're happy and you're all kind of looking out for each other. The caddies are great anyway. I always got on with the caddies on tour, on the main tour. I always ate, not always, but I mostly ate with the caddies, and when they had their kind of their hut and whatever. I loved that in it a little bit, just like instead of all the players' lounge and all the,
You like the camaraderie aspect of it.
I guess the same as biking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah. It's a different feel. I was out on the bike. Well, I hadn't asked the question about what bike I'd got, by the way. Anyway.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I was riding a few days ago, and someone was sitting on the curb next to the bike, and I'd just come round the corner, slam on the old anchors, and you're okay, and they're fine. As one of them was just getting some petrol, run out, job, weather right. Bruce, I couldn't do anything anyway, even if I wanted to.
Yeah, but that's always nice just to stop, though, isn't it? Because I've had it when I'm stuck at the side of the road and someone stops. They can't offer any mechanical know-how, but it's just a bit of company, isn't it? It's a camaraderie thing, for sure.
They're okay, or if they want to lift on the back, or anywhere. But
good on you for stopping.
But it was that one of those, isn't it? Like someone stopped for me when I've stopped and looked at my phone or whatever. It's great, isn't it? It's nice. It's that. I know you've been, you're a ruggedy old biker. I'm not. I'm a noob, But I've got a question for you actually.
Go on.
So after selling the bike and always pining, there's been a bit of a difference, isn't there? There's been a bit of a change, I should say, over the last few years in terms of, I think COVID, they took not advantage, it's the wrong word, but obviously the sales of bikes probably went quite high. Is that right?
They did during COVID, yeah.
Do you think they took advantage and the prices were ridiculous? Do you feel the prices are going down now because of the Chinese market? What are you sensing in the markets side of things?
I see a split in the biking market for sure. A much more prominent split than there's ever been. And I think this is going to become more prominent as we move on over the next year, 2 years, 3 years or whatever. I think we're going to split into the high-end market, which is going to be your Beamers, your Ducatis, maybe the Triumphs. And then you're going to have pretty much everybody else in your sort of low to medium end, all trying to compete with the Chinese market. Ultimately, I don't see many of them surviving. I think China will pretty much go like Japan went. Japan became the mainstay of the biking world really in the 80s and 90s, didn't it? I think China's going to do the same, and then they'll start putting their prices up
Okay.
I think it's just the natural ebb and flow of business, isn't it?
Right. Okay. So you were on the Vogue, weren't you? And you were a little around the UK.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you said that was quite a nice bit of kit. So
it's the little scooter that I've just done.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, it's a $2,500 to $3,000 bike. So you have to have, and it's, God, was it 8 horsepower or 8 Newton meters and
Wow.
11 horsepower? So, you have to have realistic expectations. That bike is not meant to have a 6'3", 21 stone fat lump on it. And it's definitely not meant to be doing 2,500 miles non-stop. It's a city commuter, right? It's a fast food delivery city commuter type bike. And for that, it's a great, it looks good. It's, $3,000 top whack with your luggage on the back. It's comfortable. Not if you're sat on it for 66 hours. That definitely is not comfortable. But if you're on it for short-term commutes and stuff, it's a really convenient, easy little bike. I jumped on it today because I had to wash it. And I literally just, jumped on it in the garage, rode it down the drive out the way so I could get my GS on it. And it was like, this is awesome, this, twist and go.
Yeah,
it's great
twist and
fun.
go, yeah.
Would I buy one? Probably not. But that I have no need for that, I don't have a need to have a bike like that. If I did, it would be on my radar. It would be one I'd be thinking about.
So because of let's say the low price of these Chinese bikes compared to anyway, do you see the mid range, or are you seeing that now? Do you keep in touch with the sales things or the sales market or whatever? What do you see of the? Because I was looking when I was buying, and I had a budget to play with, but don't get me wrong, I wanted to buy something a little bit high end, but I didn't want to. I couldn't afford it anyway. So, I don't know. I was looking down that Chinese market, and obviously the feedback is good. And everything's probably built over there, isn't it, anyway?
This is the thing. We're not... The days of the Chinese bike being made out of cheese and just being a bag of poo, they're gone. Like these Chinese factories, the factories themselves are ones who... that Vogue engine is the same engine that goes in the F900 GS.
Right.
And a lot of these factories are producing engines or component parts for all of these big brands anyway, the Chinese and the Indian and Thai markets. They're all producing, a German bike isn't just built and made in Germany. A Japanese bike isn't just built and made in Japan, is it? They're all a bastardization of component parts that are made globally. And, these parts go in lots of different bikes. So I think those days are gone. The Chinese bikes now are very, very good value for money. I think there is still some snobbery around it. People are still, they're not quite ready, I think, to jump to that Chinese market, which personally I'm quite happy with, because I wouldn't want everyone just to jump on these Chinese bikes, because I know what's going to happen, and that once they've got the market, the price will go up.
Yes.
They'll kill off the market, and then the price will go up because they've got a captive audience. And the biking community will become even smaller because not everybody will make that transition to the Chinese bikes. They'll just ride for however long, and then that'll be it. They won't ride anymore. So
do you think the mainstream brands are accommodating that or not?
Some are. Honda's definitely trying to compete. Honda's definitely bringing price down, and they're producing some good machines for relatively low budgets. You're still talking 7, 8, 9, 10,000 pounds, but that's better than 15, 18, 20, 25, isn't it?
The Hornet? Did you ever go on that Hornet? Didn't you?
I didn't. No, I haven't ridden the 1,000. I haven't ridden the 1,000. No, I think I had was it the 650 or the 750? I took one of them out a couple of years ago. But
nice machines.
Yeah, I was impressed with Hondas are always good bikes, aren't they? But then I've also known a few people who jumped on that and went and bought those cheaper Hondas when they came out. And, I think most of the people I know have got rid of them and gone back to something else now. So,
Okay.
it's...
When you started biking, Bruce, what did you buy? What was your first bike?
GSX-R 600.
What, the one you got?
No, that's a thou. I had a GSX-R 600 for my first ever bike. Just...
Wow.
Yeah. Just,
as you do. Is that because of your mates had it, or?
No, I'd always wanted a GSX-R thou. That had always been my poster bike. The GSX-R. I'd always said when I passed, that's the one I'm going to get. So obviously everyone said you can't have a GSX-R thou as your first bike. That's suicide. So I got a 600. So rather than doing 186 mile an hour, it did 160. So
Quality.
But it was great times. I loved it. I love the GSX-Rs. I'm so happy I've still got that one in the garage because it's just awesome to ride. I love it. Great fun.
Did you go from the 600 to the thou then?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
I tried a 750, but the 750 is the same physical size as the 600. And I'm, no matter what weight I am, I'm always 6'3". So even in my fighting weight, I was 17 and a half stone. So just the extra inch meant a lot. Just that extra space on the thousands just fitted me better. Yeah. But anyway, this isn't about me, Trev. I see what you're trying to do here.
It is.
It's not.
Both of us, mate.
No, it's all right. Right. So caddying. You said you decided you were going to give it a go again after you'd caddied. You were going to give playing a go, and
went
it didn't
to tour
work
school
out.
again.
Yeah.
Went to
So
tour school again.
What happened there then? Like what? Why wasn't it working? Oh, you still had that issue with the
still the spark plug was that issue that engine. The engine. I thought I'd come up with a solution.
Got you.
It's like riding around country lanes thinking you've solved it because your bike's running well, and then you all of a sudden you go to Brands Hatch and rev it, and it breaks down. It's the same thing. But there's a little bit of insanity, Bruce, what I think with sports people or golfers, or I just say myself. There's a little bit of there's the hope that kills you is a perfect statement. It's the hope that kills you, and it's the hope that killed me. And you have to try, don't you? There's no, this is where Angie, my wife, she's amazing. Never said don't be a donut, don't be a dick, don't do it again. Because she knew how much it meant. She knew I had to, even now, Bruce, I'm going to have to vocalise this, but even now I said to Ange a few months ago, should I go and qualify for the Open? To be fair though, I'm probably more justified now than I was 10 years ago because I've got the armory, I feel. But,
so is this going to happen then, Trev?
No.
You strike me as someone that when it comes into your head,
I can't, Bruce.
I suppose it's that financial commitment.
The Cinderella story is in my head and it probably always will be. But there's a degree of insanity there. Yeah. And I get that people might say, because I get comments on the channel, oh, you should, they see me play these courses. Oh, you should go to seniors tour, you should do this. To be fair, I'm really happy. And this is going to sound a bit tree huggy. The last 2 years haven't been. And being in a position over the last year, let's say 6 months, I don't want anything to disrupt that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm really content. It's simple life. We had to, I put Angie through enough. We had to move into a small little house, small little flat. And because of the financial thing, it all went wrong. And it's the best thing ever, Bruce. Simplifying is the best. I know everyone, you can be a very normal, not have any issues if you live in a mansion. I get it. But when I said 10 years ago or so, I had zero in the bank. 2 years ago, I had zero in the bank. And I'm talking, I got the train over because I was doing videoing my friend's back garden when I'd left Chesterfield. I didn't have a train ride fare. So if I got caught, I wouldn't have been able to pay. How bad is that?
Wow.
So when you're on the train, knowing shit, this is, I don't know what to do if he catches me. I'm going to have to be honest.
Yeah.
That gets you between the ears sometimes. So Warren Bennett, what an amazing life. What amazing golfer. He's amazing. And then the other side, the kind of coin you're carrying around with you, which we all are. We've all got a story. But when it's like, oh, you're a professional golfer. But when it's the reality is the other side of the coin to that.
Yeah.
Is different. It's really difficult. And I know that's quite superficial money because it shouldn't be about that.
But it's a reality of life though, Trev.
Bruce, when you get stripped away, because that's how it felt like I was stripped. And it's like, where do you go from here? And then you have to build yourself up. And that's where the channel has been. I've got to start. I've got to keep moving. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but we're in a position now where we're breathing again. And it's all right. And at the same time, within like the decisions to have to move, the decision to leave Chesterfield and my dad dying all came within 3 months of each other. So it was like a real perfect storm. Financial problems, not really about the move. We don't really care about that. And dad dying. That was like, it was a really like, what is going on here? That's like, but you have to look yourself in the mirror. I'm ugly enough to think, where do we go? You can't carry on like this. It's not going to be like it forever.
Yeah.
And you just keep going. Keep building and building and building and building. That's how it always has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's life, isn't it? Like life isn't all...
No, it's not.
Sweetness and roses. It's occasionally you fall in the shit, don't you? And you get a bad hand in life, and it's how you deal with it, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, and you learn a lot because you don't.
Yeah.
And you realise. I know you've heard it a million times. How many podcasts have you done? 200.
Coming up to 200 now. Yeah.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah.
You've heard it a million times before. It is the important things in life, but you're only here once, and I don't want to sit and have nothing in the bank, and I want to be able to try and do something. That's why I say what you're doing is so important for people. You don't understand. Well, I shouldn't say it sounds so patronizing, but what you're doing, Bruce, and it's kind of what I'm doing my golf, helping people hit a little golf ball around a field, but you're helping people that you don't even know. You won't even come to meet these people. You do on your clan meets and stuff, but you recognize that you do help people. I'm the same. I'm hopefully helping people with their frustrations and admitting that I've struggled in the past and I've had anxiety, performance anxiety, which is more than nerves. It's more than just get on with it, just get out there, which I did for 10 years. I did get on with it. But I was reading self-help books at 16. Who does that in 1987?
Yeah.
No one did back there. Wasn't any. But I found them because I knew something was wrong. I knew, but the catalyst was always this problem with my golf swing. And it took from 16 to I was 42. It was quite a long time. So
is the fact now you're on YouTube and you've got your golf academy and you have this knowledge now. You've managed to really dive deep down and detail what your issue is. Are you seeing this issue with other people now? Is it clearer for you and you can identify it in other people now that you've managed to identify it in yourself?
So I always say gravity, because that's what a golf club works under, is the same force wherever you go. In America, in Alaska, here. I know it's stupid to say, but no matter where you're playing, what you're playing in, the golf club is reacting under speed. That's basically how it works. If you put it in the position, it will work. I call it will be your friend. Doesn't matter where you land, what country, what tournament, how much pressure you're under. If you put it in that position, it will work for you under speed. There's technical versions. I'm not a geeky technical guy. I'm a bit old school, but I think people like old school because they can kind of get to know, they understand it a little bit more. So if you put it in that position, Bruce, there's obviously more to that, and to put it in that position is not that easy in golf. But that's what I found. I found if you put the golf club in a certain position, it will be your friend for life. And that's been my friend since 2014. I just lost the ability to perform at that stage. That's why it's been a love-hate relationship with the game. It really has. And that's why I dipped my toe into caddying, into being a head professional, which I loved, by the way. I loved it. Never thought I'd leave at Chesterfield. Never. And they liked me, but it was like, again, it was like a build-up of that pressure again, financially, after COVID. Dad, it was all, everything. And me making decisions, retail decisions that were wrong, should have cut back when I went more. And it bit me badly. And bad weather, Bruce, it can be as simple as if you've got a pro shop with £40,000 worth of gear in, and you get a bad weather, which it was a few times. We had a wet May, I think, about 2022 or 21. No one bought any summer gear when the summer gear comes in February, March.
Yeah.
So I guess the biking community would probably feel the same.
Yeah.
Is it Sam down at Conquerors?
Sam, He's got Conquerors motorcycle apparel,
Yeah, it's the same thing. They must feel this weather that they've had during May, the second half of it, they must be loving it. Everyone's out, buy some more gear.
Fister's 10, by the way, gets you 10% off Conquerors motorcycle apparel.
Is he moved, didn't he?
Yeah, he's down. Is it Hastings or Eastbourne? Hastings it is. It's down that way.
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah, he sponsored a couple of the episodes of the podcast, actually. It's down on the coast. I'm sure it's Hastings way or Saint something.
Leonard's?
St. Leonard's down on the coast. Yeah, down that way. Yeah.
Yeah, just past Hastings.
That's it.
Fister's
pop in
10.
if you're down that neck of the woods. Fister's 10. Yeah, I know. I can't believe you picked that as a discount code. But yeah, Fister. If you know Sam, you'll know it's the perfect code for him.
He came on the Scotland tour, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's a lovely fella. Top bloke.
Yeah.
Top bloke. So, with YouTube and the Golf Academy, where do you see that going?
Good question. You know what? I'd love it. My goal would be for me to... It's always going to be instruction. So it always has to be educational. So even my playing videos, I'll answer it a bit. I'm going to go around the houses a bit, Bruce, if you don't mind.
No problem.
The playing videos, although I'm playing, it's hopefully instructional, because I got a friend who said, what is your US? Is it P or something? Whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I said, instruction. My playing is why I'm doing what I'm doing, not just, watch me hit this shot. I'm like, great. Nothing like that at all. And obviously I'm promoting the golf clubs a little bit as well. That's hopefully I'm here, like this little hidden gems, I call it. Just came back from Dunstable Castle, just below Bamborough Castle, Northumberland.
Oh, wow. God, you're getting about.
Bruce. And I'll come back to that, but I played Eskdale, so just below Scarfell. So, it's not just below, but it's the furthest inland golf course in the Lake District. There's some around outside. There's one in Windermere, but Windermere said no. But this Eskdale was saved 2 years ago by this young couple. It was going to be farmland, and they came in and bought it. So the Claire's running the golf clubhouse, bar, everything. And I can't remember his name, Chris maybe. He's mowing the grass, not a greenkeeper. It's brilliant. The course obviously has some, wow, what a place. So I videoed it, came there, went off. They were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're actually coming. Like, really? Thank you so much. And it's like these type of places that I just pay and play. People just turn up. If you're visiting the Lake District, you can go and play for £25, whatever it costs. I don't know.
Mate, what fantastic PR. That is fantastic PR for these courses.
In my own little way. Go Go on, sorry.
It is though, because you've got a community, right? You've got what, 25,000 subs?
I broke through the 25,000 today.
Exactly, and I'll tell you that will build and build quicker and quicker and quicker. It takes forever to get that first 1,000, the first 5, the first 10, and it will just start going up and up and up. It will just start creeping up. And I tell you, it helps that I know you. You're a mate of mine, but I'm a non-golfer. But I watch your channel because I want to support you. And when you started playing in these courses, it very much is a journey. It's like a road trip because I'm following you as you play. And it's like you've got like this Bob Ross voice. You know, you've got a very calming, like pleasing tone to your voice. And it's like you're bringing us along and you're just telling us a story as you go. And I sit and I watch, and I watch a whole vid, and I'm like, I'm watching a bloke play golf somewhere I don't know in a sport I don't play, but I've just done it, and I've watched loads of these course vids that you do. They're great, and I can only see them doing better and better and better, mate. I really see your channel going places.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Bruce. Thanks. It's a lot of effort, as we know. We both know in our own little way. Obviously, filming is a little bit different, but it's the same, isn't it? You still have to put all these things together and try and what comes out the wash is hopefully something a little bit more, little entertaining. But yeah, I really like. I think I've got an eye. I know what potentially looks good, and hopefully it's what's the word? Not truthful, but hopefully I've got some. I'm not there to sell anything. I'm not trying to big up or anything. I'm just like there's
You've got integrity.
More. That's the word. Thanks, mate. Yeah. But there's more, and I would say entertaining, shouty, quick fire golf out there. I get that, and they're getting all the big views. But I'm just going to try and keep going because the playing videos are losing money. So the travel.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind admitting I spent 4 nights in the car when I went up to Dunstable, and the lakes, because I can't afford £100 a night, especially with Trev. If you got a dog, then there's another 20, 30 quid a night extra.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day it will be, Bruce. Last year I bought a little camper van and converted it. It was brilliant. So that took the edge off financially, and that went bang in January.
Oh no!
Don't even start.
No!
So I had to start
Thanks,
again.
life.
So I didn't have any. We haven't had any transport. Actually, we're picking up an old new car tomorrow. So we haven't had transport since January. So been borrowing my son's car. Anyway, to answer the question, more of the same. It's always going to be instructional. I love being able to kind of put different slants on it. If you've got a problem with your engine, there might be 7 different options to try and fix it in golf terms, basically. And I think I'm quite good at that. When I used to do one-to-ones, which I kind of miss, but anyway, I loved that interaction. But my Angie, her name is Angela, but I call her Ange. She said, "You're helping more than one person." And I thought, she said that about a couple of years ago when I was trying to go proper full-time.
Yeah.
And you're
helping you as well.
Yeah, you're helping people that you don't even know. You're not helping just that one person that you're giving that one-to-one to, which is great still, but you're helping wider. And she said, that's more you. You love that. You love that feeling of giving and helping, and especially coming from a sensitive position all those years, Bruce, which golf became this love-hate thing. I can feel it with someone, the frustrations. And so I love doing it. I love where I am now. That's why I don't care if it's going to be 100,000 views, 5,000 views. Obviously, financially, it would be better if it was, but I can only do my best. And I love the idea of it evolving, because this playing series didn't exist kind of 14 months ago. And now all of a sudden, I am getting courses coming, like emailing, "Oh, can you please come here?" I love that. Yeah, and And yeah, they're on the list, and I'm going to go. And when do we get the car? And it's like, yeah, loved it.
And that's where you can build it to, you know, next, you know, in another 12 months time. Yeah, no problem. But could you give me a hand with the fuel money to get there, or like to stay in a B&B that night?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, and it's little steps like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Once it gets, I think it's everything's revolves, unfortunately, about the views. If I was getting 30, 40, 50,000 views, then there's a potential of, right, okay, this is probably then tipping over a little bit. I wouldn't ever probably charge a small course, you know, like that Eskdale or Isle of Skye or Burness or Gairloch. By the way, Bruce.
Beautiful.
Best. Oh. So Malig, you know Malig? Over just past Fort William and on the way to Skye. You can get a ferry there, can't you? Ferry from Skye to Malig. Just before Malig is this course called Traigh, Traigh. I've never seen anything like it. The course is, I know David, he's the owner. I didn't know him, but he obviously contacted me after he saw the film. And he was like so grateful. But the course is, he wouldn't mind me saying 5, 6, 7, 6 out of 10. Like there's 9 holes. It's a quirky little course. It's never going to be perfect condition because it's by the sea and it's rough weather. But it was, I cannot tell you how amazing that the views. It's the best view in ever golf or non-golf I've ever seen. From the first green on the top of Traigh, so Traigh, Traigh Golf Club. Bruce, I've never seen anything like it.
I'm going to find that on your channel and watch that.
You only need to watch the first hole. Because you've got Skye, you've got a few of the mountains, I can't remember, a few of the islands out there. Yeah. It's like paradise, the water. Got these all mini little islands around there. Yeah. It was, I've never seen anything. I actually said, I think standing on one of the holes, the second, I said, I literally don't care about golf today. And it was the truth. I'd rather talk about a good walk spoiled.
Yeah.
It was, I could have just walked and filmed just walking.
Now, I need to push back on something you said there. It's all about the views. It's not, mate. Honestly, believe you me, it's not about the views. I know to us, as a creator, and it's your baby, you want as many views and as many subs as possible. I'm exactly the same. You know, I'm always moaning about don't get the views.
Yep.
Having spoken to people within the industry, within the bike industry itself, you know, and that's a concern of mine. You know, like I look at some of these younger folk, particularly the lassies, you know, some of the lassies work really hard. I'm not taking it away from them. They knock their pan in and they produce good content and they're getting the rewards they deserve. Others, it is just a bit of titillation on some of them. And they get massive views. And, you know, that gripes. But speaking to people within the industry, they were like, you know, we know it's not all about the views. Like, of course, we would rather it went in front of hundreds of thousands of people. The more eyeballs, the better. But they said, for me in particular, said with you, we know that you have a very loyal and engaged community, as we spoke about earlier, which is what you have. Okay, you're at a slightly smaller scale than where I'm at with 100,000, but you still got a community there who are involved and engaged with what you do. So with you going to all these courses, I can pretty much guarantee you some of these courses will have had direct inquiries from people who've watched your videos. So these people are now going and paying their money to go and to play on those courses. That is worth more than 200,000 views from people at the other part, or, you know, from a load of people in India and Thailand, because you guarantee a lot of these people are paying for views as well, right? There's be under no delusion. These aren't all organic views a lot of the time.
Do you think?
So, absolutely.
I was going to ask you a question about that.
Yeah, it's so easy to buy subs, to buy likes, to buy comments, to buy views. I mean, I don't know where you stand these days, but it used to be if you did that, the algorithm would hammer your channel. because you get this massive influx of like views and subs, but then they never came back. You know, so you might get an extra 100,000 subs all of a sudden over a month, but they're not real subs, because these people don't come back and watch any of your content. So the algorithm just goes, oh well, you've peaked. People don't like the direction where you're going now, and they just kill your channel off. I don't know how that works now. But as I was saying, with you, it would be worth, you know, doing a repeat visit maybe, or just get back in touch with some of these and go, I don't suppose you've had. Have you had any return? Just for my, you know, like for your personal market research, have you had any inquiries from people who said they've seen the course on the vid? Yeah, just to see.
I know. I've got a friend who's, through my little Scottish tour I did, or I went up there 3 times last year, but they're playing the courses I did. I went, and they were like, we have to go and visit these courses. Yeah, it's good advice, Bruce. Thanks. I get that about it's difficult, isn't it, YouTube? Obviously, you are very, very experienced, and I'm just starting a little bit, but it's difficult to, I think the effort compared to the reward can be very frustrating, can't it, sometimes?
Yes. I mean, I think it's a fluke occurrence for people who put very little effort in and get maximum exposure from it. You know, people that just chuck up a vid, get 1 million views and 1 million subs, and then the channel continues to accrue that. You might get the odd 1 or 2 freak that they just happen sometimes. I think the real value, and this is something I don't possess that knowledge or that skill. The real value is to identify what within your niche is triggering the views, the algorithm. What is it that people want to see? And how can you edit, create, tailor your content in order to fulfill that market, that hunger, which in turn will trigger the algorithm. You know, if the algorithm sees a load, you post a vid out and a load of people click on it because they obviously they like the thumbnail, they like the titles. And they watch a lot of it, and then they watch another vid and another vid and another vid, and they've subbed and they've liked and they've commented and they've shared it. The algorithm just goes, oh wow, people love this. Like all these people that we normally chuck it to, they all love it. I'm going to chuck it out to more people. And if those people do the same, it goes, wow, we'll chuck it out even further. And your channel just goes, boom. I'm too stubborn. I'm very stuck in my ways. I know.
Can you give me the secret to that then?
It's a question of, from my understanding of it, it's a question of looking at your analytics across all of your content. So if all your content is the same, which yours isn't, because you're covering lots of different, in your sort of instructional videos, you're covering lots of different subjects and aspects of golf. And then now also you have the playing aspect where you're going to the different courses. If I was going to get really geeky about it, then I would be digging into the analytics on every video, or say all the videos about teeing off, all the vids about hooking, slicing. Look at me with all my terminology, you know? Like, I would identify you could use AI, couldn't you? What are the 5 or 6 main aspects of golf or instructional golf? And then I would identify which vids sit in all of those columns. Right, and then I'd look at the analytics for all of them, and there would be somewhere along the line there will be one of those vids or 2 of those vids which will stimulate people a lot more than others. So you'll get a load more views for a certain type of vid. Well, the key is once you identify those vids get a lot of views, you do a load of vids on that, whatever that style is, whatever that topic is. You literally wring the neck out of it until the views start to die away, and then you look for something else and you do the same. Look at all the big channels on every niche. That's what they do. In the bike sector, a new bike comes out. Let's say the new 1300 GS when it came out. Everyone's looking at it. Whether they loved it or hated it, everyone was doing it. Look at the big channels. What did they do? They would do 6, 7, 8 vids all around the 1300 GS until it starts to drift away. And then they find the next one. That's how you do it. And I'm just so fucking stubborn, I won't do it. But that is what you need to do.
Okay, my first reaction to that, and again, that's good advice. My first reaction to it would be, I would lose my authenticity. If I was wringing a neck out to
That's exactly why I don't do it. Yeah.
To a certain, so I can't remember what my top view is. 200,000, 220, 30,000. I can't remember video.
Nice.
Bruce, if I looked at that video, which is probably 2 years old, it's crap. In my view, I'm only saying from my view, from YouTube land, it isn't very engaging in terms of, because I was 2 years ago, I was probably a little bit wooden. And it was not on a fancy subject. It kind of was. It was a releasing video, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking, in my opinion. But there is obviously a hook there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a hook there, because I remember opening it up about 4 hours after it came live. It's like, what? 20,000 views or something. What's going on there?
Promise me one thing, Trev. Promise me this, right? Promise me, because this is a couple of years ago now since you did that. Do an updated version now with your persona and your relaxed skill set and all the skills that you have and your videography and your editing skills and your personable skills, your presenting skills that you have now. Do an updated version on it. Just do it. Just do that. You know what the vid's going to have because you've done it before. Just do an updated version of it. Chuck it out there. You use AI a lot.
I will.
You're using AI a lot for your thumbnail.
You've got to be really careful. I am actually doing AI now for thumbnails.
I'll tell you this, Trev. That AI as a thumbnail, I've got to get this out because it's really gripping my shit. Everyone is doing it at the moment, and everyone, apart from you, I'll say this, you're one of the people I've noticed who are not. In the biking sector, everyone's producing the exact same style thumbnail. They're all AI, they're all the same style font, they're all...
Oh, I know, I've seen a few of those.
You know, but yours...
recently, Bruised?
Yeah, I would say in the last couple of weeks, last month, I've noticed it in the bike sector.
Font. I know that font you're on about. Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's like, it's just, you just chuck that in AI and it's come out. I can see with yours,
I don't get
you've
AI
used AI.
AI to, because I don't have any fancy software. I do my editing on an iPad, which is this. So I don't have a computer, basically. I just have a simple software that's 30 quid a year that I can do all my stuff with. I've got to pay for software for the ball tracking. You know, when I hit a shot, you can see the line.
Yeah.
That's you got to pay for that. But in terms of the Chat GBT, whatever it's called, it just changed because I do my own font through my software, and I just get that to change the color of the wording. Yeah, like I do it for a gold now, like a metallic gold, and I just change I darken the background and lighten me. Because the quality of a still shot from a camera, as you know, is not going to be very good. So I just get it to, there's a couple that have been a bit, you know, my son's 25, sorry. I show him and he goes, don't even go there. That's just stupid. You're just going down the wrong. So I kind of tamed it down a bit. There's a couple that have been a bit corny, but you know, I know what you mean about that. I'm trying to be, you know, back a year ago, it was just plain, you know, just the title, that's the thing. But it didn't look very professional in my view. But golf instruction, Bruce, it's a difficult thing to break through, and I accept that now. There's going to be a couple where I accept that the quantity, not the quality, hopefully the quality stays the same and is improving. But there's, you know, I'm 500 and something videos in, could be 400, I can't remember now, 500, yeah, it's 500 something.
That's an amazing amount, Trev.
Yeah,
that's a good library of content.
Different ways in, Bruce. There's different ways into a problem. I could, you know, someone said to me, are you going to run out of content? I said, sometimes you just get into a writer's block, but there's different ways in. This is where maybe not what I've said earlier was that grammatically correct or not correct, but is I'm happy where I am now because I feel like I've found me, and I'm obviously
content.
Yeah, without sounding a bit wank. You know.
No, I get you, mate. I get you. You find your place in life.
Yeah, we're normal. We have our frustrations in life and we'd all like to be more and more. But to be honest with you, Bruce, we have dined out on less in terms of in your life. Moved to a small little place. But we've been there, weren't happy. We obviously were together, but we weren't, when you got all the crap around you and the noise, don't need noise. Need to be less. Needs to be less in your life, potentially. And that's what we've done. We've simplified. And that's why I feel like what I'm doing now is kind of finding my feet. It's like everything that's gone on before, everything that I've tried, the tens of thousands of hours that I've been on that range on my own at 11 o'clock at night, trying to find it, bleeding my hands, and never found the secret. There's no bloody secret, but my secret. I found like it's helped me with this. I have such a sensitivity behind someone's feelings. I had someone contact me who was in Patreon. I've got like kind of 3 layers, and the top layers in golf world, it's kind of cheap. I do a swing analysis for them. It's only talking into a camera, so it's never one-to-one talking, but I just do this is what you're doing wrong, Jeff, But he's been looking for years, and he said he's been looking for years, and you've solved it in 5 minutes. Because I'm not saying I have the secret to everyone. No, I'm not saying that. And every professional's done their due, everyone's. But I think I've got an eye, and I can tell that I could feel it, and I could see it. Obviously, I could see the problem, but so that's where I think it's helped. All this churning and this kind of so-called low points. Life, whatever. Luckily, I've stayed healthy in terms of, and there's nothing seriously, thank goodness. But everything golf related, I feel like it's really helped with what I'm doing now. Really has. So my goal is just I am really open to see what's out there. I know this playing series, as much as I'm losing money right now, but I don't care because I believe in it. I really do believe in it. Because it's going to go abroad. I know I'm going to go to a few places abroad. Go to the mainland Europe, probably find a few out there.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I've never played golf in my life, but I'll sit and watch these playing vids. I love them. It's like a little road trip. It's
better now. I really feel like I've found because you see people's videos from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2, whatever they're. And you can tell there's an evolving thing going on here. But I feel like I found it now. I feel like I know how to finish a hole off. I know how to blend it into the next hole. As you know, there's loads of different cuts, isn't there? But how to blend it in. And I know when to put the drone up, when to not.
Yeah. I
can walk with the drone, holding it. I've only got a DJI 3, not even a Pro. But I found it. You found your angle. I found the way that I can feel like that's all right. And I love it. I love the cinematography behind it. Honestly, I wish I would be a cameraman. I'd love to. I'd love to be on movies and stuff. I'd love it. I love that sort of thing. Love that. Golf gets in the way.
Spoils a good walk, as it says.
But, Bruce, to answer your question, I bought a Royal Enfield Classic 650.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So it has some limitations, we'll just put it that way. But I like something that I like the look of. And obviously there's better performing machines out there. But I love that classic look. It's vibey as hell, by the way.
Mate, you're back on 2 wheels again, brother.
I had to change the seat to it was so bad, Bruce. So it's okay now. It's 3 out of 10 vibes. But between 60 and 70, it's like rattling your teeth out. You can ride through it, but I love it. It's the black and chrome one, because there was a few funky colours. There was like a greeny, tealy thing. which I guess would look quite nice in India, but not in Broadstairs where I am. So honestly, Bruce, it's going to sound a bit crap again, but I just cannot believe I've got it. I have
Brilliant.
I know
Brilliant.
I know everyone does it, and I get it. I'm not on my own here, but I have bloody worked for that bike.
Mm.
And I cannot believe it. I was like tearing up when I got it. I could not believe it. It was, and I cannot wait to meet all the, I haven't seen Mike and Neil and whoever. I can't wait to meet up. We still post, and we got a little group thing, and I just said, yeah, we're going to meet up, and hopefully, definitely one of your clan meets.
I was just going to say, well, let's do a clan meet down in the southeast.
Hold on, I'm going to swap
have you
over.
got again?
This could go pear-shaped again.
Oh, wow, that was much quicker. That was fluid.
Beautiful.
Clan meets.
So,
well, you could always organise one in the southeast, Trev.
Bruce.
We could all sit in traffic around Kent.
Because you're obviously, what are you, 50 miles west of me?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm Broadstairs. You could probably go around the Rye area, couldn't you, up to Tenterton?
Yeah.
There's a few around there, isn't there?
But it's just always traffic, though, isn't it? That's what I find about the southeast. There's just always traffic, even in the backcountry lanes.
You'd feel really crap when you like, oh, come on, everyone, come over here, and you just hooting around someone behind someone doing 30.
Do you know what I'd do?
60.
I'd get us straight onto the Eurotunnel into France. There we go.
Yeah, probably right. But there's one in Northern Ireland, which I don't think I can come to because I think I'll be playing those. But I think there's one later on. There's going to be one, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Towards the end of October's the last one of the year. That's southwest again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'll be definitely coming to that.
Right.
I can't wait to see everyone again.
Awesome.
I know I'm no like,
mate, everyone's always asking about you
massively, but I love the idea of just having a gas and I'm in a happier place, Last at the Isle of Man, it was nasty in my head then.
Dude, you had you had the weight of the world on your shoulders. And you were losing your dad.
First world problems, but just the financial and all that. Yeah.
Dude,
that's it in a nutshell, really, Bruce.
Have you got time for questions? Because we haven't answered anybody's questions. Have you got time for that?
There's not very many.
Mate,
anyway,
don't you believe it?
Anyway, I've got single malt.
Right, crack on.
Only a mini.
Let's do it.
Sorry, Bruce.
First question. I didn't realise
there was going to be questions.
Is always from me now, and this question is: I describe Bru Time as a relaxed conversation podcast exploring what it really means to live your life through honest conversations with people who choose more. When you hear that, what does choosing more mean to you?
That is nice. My first instinct is friendship. That's what I would say. Because my little statement I say in the golf thing is less is more.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we've all heard less is more. So that's what I would say. What means more to me is spending time with friends who have kind of got your back a little bit and you know it, there's unshakable. So I would say that. Spending time with friends and family, because as you know, if you've had a family member pass away, that's a tough one.
Puts a new perspective on things, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you were quite young, weren't you? I suppose when you lost your mum. So when you get to old, wrinkly, no hair, like me, and you're 50 plus, it happens, isn't it? It's starting to happen. It will happen to your folks and your grandparents, whatever. So I would say, what means more to me is a little bit of selfishness, doing what, you get to a certain time in life where you stop chasing and you have to kind of accept is a big word, but spending time with friends and family. Simple as that, Bruce. And acceptance, what means more to me, accepting sometimes where you are and what you're doing and then how to then navigate. Because we're all in a maze and there's no end. There's no middle, by the way.
Yeah.
There's no middle.
That hits home, that, because I I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I always grew up, and in my head, I always thought, I'm going to be someone. I'm going to achieve something. You know, like when I was young, I was wanting to play American football, and it was like, I'm going to go to America and I'm going to be in the NFL. Then I turned to rugby, and it's like, right, okay, I'll chuck everything I've got into this. I'm going to play for Scotland. I want to go and play British Lions. You know, you do all that. Then that didn't happen. Move on in life. End up in the old Bill, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to get to the pinnacle of where I want to be within that. So initially, that was going to be like the high tier of the firearms command, the counter-terrorism lot. Okay. Then I got into bikes, and I was like, well, actually, I quite like to go into surveillance biking and all this sort of stuff. Then, you know, end up leaving the old Bill and moving into this. And even in my 40s, I was like, oh, I'm going to throw everything I've got at this, and I want to be up there. I want to be one of them up there, massive channels, you know. But they're just sort of, I think I've just hit this point where I'm like, I don't need that. Like as we've discussed, I've got an amazing community round about me. I've now got a touring business that allows me to meet new people and go away on bike tours pretty much 3/4 of the year. Yeah. And you're like, that's not a bad place to be in life, is it? You know? So,
100%.
Yeah, it's weird how, did you have that? Well, you obviously did. You obviously did growing up, because you were like, you want to be in the golf and you want to reach the pinnacle of the golfing side of things. I've never really chatted to that about anybody. But is that, do you think, do we all have that?
Striving for more. Yeah, striving. Well, potentially, not everyone. Yeah, striving for bettering yourself, which is no harm to do that. Doesn't mean you accept where you are if it's bad, no question. But I think sometimes you do, Bruce. I think it is normal. You get to a certain period of life, things happen in your life. Yeah. People pass away, friends that you didn't think were friends, or friends that are no longer because of certain things. Yeah. You learn. You do learn. Some people learn quicker than others. Some people learn, like I said, I've only really come out the other end 6 months ago, I think. And yeah, sometimes it takes a long time to heal, Bruce. And I'm not saying you need healing, but just in general, people who've gone through a mixer a bit, it takes a long time to heal correctly. And come out the other end. And you can't keep chasing, because you're going to be good no matter what. Your channel's going to be there, but you can't keep chasing. You can't. You can do your utmost to do what you need to do for your family, for your wife, for yourself, more importantly. And yeah, that's how it has to. I think age is a good thing for that. That's why I quite liked growing old, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to go through it again. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go all through that again, my 20s, my 30s, and try all that again. I'd like it to be a bit different, the outcome sometimes of it. But when you actually look at the importance of things, what was I chasing? Money and a shiny tin if you win, really? Yeah. I'm going to say something that people won't understand. When we moved here, and it's not the whiskey talking, but I had to do it for my mental state. I threw all my trophies away.
Oh, wow. Did you?
I kept my Open Championship ones. I kept my real special ones. You know, I won some really nice amateur stuff. The silver medal, for instance, kept that. Like the 100th Australian Amateur Championship, I kept all the sentimental stuff that I think, but I chucked everything else. I had to. Wow. I had to have some sort of I know it sounds a bit crap.
No, I get it though, mate.
In my head, I don't care, to be fair, Bruce, if people don't understand, but I had to chuck it. I had to get rid of it. I can't have reminders of, it's not bad, but it's just, failing is the wrong word, but in my head, that's what I was carrying around with me. I don't now, but I had to do that. So all those challenge tours, it's still going to be there. Doesn't matter what you got. Oh yeah, look, beautiful. Look, I won that. Doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. It's in. So that's the important things. The important things aren't, oh yeah, look, won that trophy. It's just rubbish. You need to, so less is less in your life when you're older. and more important things in your life when you're older is the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's what you've just said.
Identifying what's important to you. Yeah.
You can still be in the washing machine, but you can't be on fast spin.
Yeah. Very true.
Basically.
Very true.
Yeah.
I'm actually...
And it's normal though, Bruce. It's normal. It's normal for a young'un to strive and go for it and want more, bigger house, cars, blah, blah, blah. But that mean that. That doesn't mean jack, really. And that's why it's good to be naked again, which I was 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, wow, this is real. This is raw.
Yeah.
And I can understand why someone does something nasty to themselves, because I really can. Honestly, I was in a dark place, but I was in a dark place because of what I thought I needed and wanted. I wanted to be a tour professional, and I was difficult life sometimes, but sometimes you have to learn from it.
Yeah, ambition can be a very powerful, motivating and healthy thing to have, for sure. But it can also overcome you. It can also poison you and become the absolute opposite, for sure. For sure. Right.
Yeah, if things don't, whatever they say, work out, then you're in that, like we hear about footballers who don't work, who've been striving all that time and then they get rejected. That's a tough place to be.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bruce.
It's all right. I mean, exactly as you've identified and you've done. Sometimes you just have to go, okay, right, this isn't working. That course, that path is not the one that's going to give. It's going to return the fulfillment that I seek and I deserve. What is, and then you have to find the other path that's going to bring you, whatever that is.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, next question.
Well said.
First one from Patreon. This one is from Andy. Evening, gents. Hope this finds you well. A couple of questions, if I may. Firstly, as a failed golfer myself, I can only stand in awe at someone with the skill and dedication to make a career out of it. What was it about this sport that you enjoyed the most? Personally, it was the competition against myself. So, what is it about golf that really grabbed you?
You can't ever beat it, Bruce or Andy. You can't. There's always. You can never play a perfect round of golf, and it's the feeling. It's hard to describe. You could hit the ball, Bruce. Right? You get a club in your hand. It could be a bit of a miracle if it happens, but you could hit the ball as good as Rory McIlroy for one shot. You could hold it. You could beat Rory McIlroy for one shot, couldn't you?
No.
You could hold it from whatever. Well,
Trev, I would take one swing at a golf ball, right? My back would go out and I'd be on the floor in agony. I'd pop my shoulder.
You can't ride a GS. You can't ride a Gixxer though, can you?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Has he been round the world? Bet he hasn't.
Crap.
Not riding a motorbike.
Oh, 2.5 hours in. I thought you were never going to mention it.
Bugger.
Anyway.
I almost made an entire episode without mentioning it. Shit. Sorry, people.
I think it's just the difficulty of it is the challenge. I think it's a Marmite sport. I think you either start it and think, why do people do this? This is just the worst sport and this is stupid, which I totally get, by the way. Or it goes, that's kind of, I can see why the challenge of it.
Yeah.
So what got me into it was, and I suppose it was my downfall at the same time, was the wanting to be Open champion. Simple as that.
Yeah.
That's what was my goal. I wanted to win the Open.
Gotcha.
So that was it. It wasn't necessarily being outside the parents are singing, which is obviously lovely, a lovely place to be, but that was swept under the carpet. All that I needed to win.
Yeah. Because the personal quest.
Yes.
He's got another question.
That's hard to let. That's hard to let go of. By the way. That was hard to let go of, but now. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
He says, final question. The R18. It's a beautiful built bike, but unfortunately not quite achieving the desired results, sales results BMW hoped. Why do you think that is the case? Now, you loved the R18. I didn't, because I didn't think it would do.
Yeah, you said you went on Heritage, didn't you?
I think it was, yeah. I had two versions. I did the launch at BMW HQ on one, and then I had one from my dealership, which was, I think, oh no, it might have been from BMW again later. They said, please take this out again and see what you think. But both of them, I thought it cornered like the Titanic, and it just didn't do anything for me. Then you appeared in Scotland, chucking it around these twists and turns. And I was like, that bike doesn't do that. How's he doing that?
I thought it did. Well, it does, Bruce, though, because but you do have to manhandle it, and that's what I love about it. And I think that's why people don't, because there are obviously better handling bikes, no question. When I got on Mike's GS, it was like Scalextrics.
I remember you saying that.
But yeah,
I remember you got off Mike's bike and you said, are all motorbikes that easy to ride? And I was like, well, most are, yeah. It was like, bloody hell, this thing's like a workout on the R18 trying to make it move.
But I love that though, Bruce. When we went out to that lighthouse and you were behind me, I'm like, no, I got Bruce. I got Bruce behind me. Or I was behind you. I'm like, oh no. Make sure it look like you're riding well, please. I like that idea. It's like the classic a little bit. It's like it's the feeling of riding it. But I don't know why it was a flump. Probably because of price.
Yeah.
The looks were a little bit hit or miss, weren't they? People, I'm not sure about the exhaust. People thought that was a bit garish, maybe. I loved the styling. I didn't really like the exhaust, but I just like the feel of it. I like the rattle. I like the movement of it when you're on it. It's probably because there's better bikes, isn't there, for less money? Or I don't know, Bruce. What do you think? You're the expert.
I think that sort of bike, that big cruiser style bike. I mean, you've got the Fat Bob, the Harley Fat Bob. There's various different types of Indians. So, if you're in the Harley sort of market, it's really Harley or Indian.
That's true.
And you are either Indian or Harley. I can't see any of them turn into BMW, and they haven't. And what else is within that? I suppose you've got the Triumph Rocket 3, but again, it has its own very dedicated cult following. And then you've got the Ducati...
Diablo?
And again, that has its own. Each of these sort of cruisers has its own dedicated cult following who don't tend to change and go into anything else. So I think BMW really with that bike, that's not their market. It could have been.
You're true.
I mean, it could have been. They could have fallen on their feet there, and people went for it, but they didn't. And, well, they plainly won't.
Clocked.
Yeah, so I can see that model disappearing for sure.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Feet forward, isn't it? Couldn't get feet forward. I think in the American market, you need to get it.
Feet forward, you can't because of the big pots. Yeah, you can't do it. Andy says, finally, one for Bruce. When are you finally going to see the light and buy a Fat Bob? Have a good one. I enjoyed the Fat Bob. I did enjoy the Fat Bob. I genuinely enjoyed that. It was fun. But I wouldn't own one, no. Cheers for that, Andy. Next one, Mike Phillipson.
Hey, Mikey.
It was a real honour to share the Flying Scotsman trip with you both a few years ago, and it was such a shame Trev had to sell the R18 soon after the Isle of Man clan meet. So it's fantastic to see him back on two wheels. Question for you both. You have to ride non-stop from the UK to Milan to attend EICMA and deliver a VIP to the show. The VIP will be your pillion for the trip, and you will both be connected via Cardo, so they will literally be in your head constantly for the whole trip. Who would you like the VIP to be? They do not need to be from the world of motorcycling. No family members, please, and I reckon Mossy might not be the ideal choice. Right, that's a good question, Mike. Who
Very
do you have
good question. I haven't heard that one before.
That is a good question.
How long to ride down to Milan, Bruce? How long is that going to take you?
Oh, yeah,
Non-stop.
I'd do that in 15 hours. Yeah, no, you do that comfortably in I suppose a 3-day trip, wouldn't you? Nice 3-day trip would get you down there if you're riding.
Really, that long?
I think you could certainly do it less. You could do it in one hit if you wanted. Just sit on the motorway and grind that out. But if you want to make something of it, I suppose you could do 3 or 4 days down there. But even if it's
is this a live or is Yeah, is this alive? Is this someone alive, do you think? Maybe.
No, it says that
Maybe, probably.
there's nothing about them having to be alive. Obviously, it would help if they
I'd like
were.
someone to sing to me, Bruce.
Okay. Who are you going to have?
I'd like a musician. Who wouldn't annoy the tits off you after a while? There's not a lot of people, is there? Who would I have?
Musician-wise.
You got anyone in mind?
Do you know what I would have?
It doesn't have to be a musician, does it?
No. I would have
Someone interesting.
Brian Cox. You know, the physicist.
Whoa, he's learned something there.
Oh, yeah. Is he a physicist or an astrologer? What? I think he's a physicist, isn't he? I would love to have him on the, I've said umpteen times before, I would love to have him on the podcast, just to have a conversation. In fact, it wouldn't even be a conversation. It would just be, Brian, tell me about the universe.
Yeah.
And then I'd sit back for 3 hours. And just
What's that over there?
Yeah. I'm fascinated. I'm listening to loads of podcasts about all sorts of string theory. Like they've got new ideas about the Big Bang, new ideas about black hole, new ideas about is it antimatter and some other sort of. It just blows my mind. Like I'm vaguely holding on to what they're talking about, but that sort of stuff I love. Or talk about ghosts, one or the other.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's an interesting guy in some ways.
So who'd be yours then?
But well, I'd like to have a chat with David Attenborough.
Oh wow, yeah. What would you ask him?
I don't know. So he's not anything about God, is he? What do they? He believes in evolution.
Yeah. Is he an atheist?
I think so. I'm not sure. Bruce on that one. Would I want him on the back of the seat? I'm not sure.
You'd have to stop constantly because he'd need a pee all the time. Mind you, so do we. So
I'd like Elvis on the back. How cool would a young Elvis on the back be?
Oh mate,
that would be like
you certainly
the
wouldn't.
1956 version of Elvis on the back.
You wouldn't be lonely at night, would you?
And I think his he wouldn't have any trouble with his legs. Yeah, would do. I don't know really, Mike. In that one, I'm not really sure. It's a great question and a poor answer from me, I'm afraid.
I'm impressed with that question, Mike. It's good to see you back, pal.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Mike, I look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully, bud.
Lovely job. Get the band back together. Looking forward to it. He says, P.S. Still can't believe Trev rode his hog back from Devon to Kent in the dark without even turning it off at fuel stops. Legend.
Bruce, so on that bike, on that Harley.
Yeah. That was your first bike, wasn't it?
I wish I didn't sell it. You know what went wrong with that bike when I put that Benancy exhaust, or not Benancy, I can't remember the name of it. It was too loud, too rattly. I wanted it completely blacked out like we all did 5 years ago. Everyone was murdering it out, and I wish I kept it. I wish I kept the normal exhaust on it. It was nice to ride.
Yeah.
But, oh no, I'm gutted I've sold that, to be fair.
One day.
Because that was the journey back, sealed it. I drove it into the pro shop, slept in the back of the pro shop. I left it in the back of the pro shop for 2 weeks.
Did you?
I couldn't sit on it again. It was so bad, the ride back. And like you said, I had to fill it up.
Yeah.
It kept conking out in the Cranberry, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my word. I think the battery was loose though, but anyway. Gutted I sold.
That's right, because we had a Harley mechanic with us, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just happened to be in amongst
right.
everybody. Yeah. Anyway, good times.
Yeah, I wish I'd kept that bike. Like that. First bike, isn't it?
Yeah. Another one of the old school. Neil Bicknell. Firstly, it's fantastic news that you're back on two wheels. The 2022 Scotland Tour holds many happy memories for me and lasting friendships. Simple question. The bike is packed for its first tour. Are you heading north, south, east or west? Solo or in a group? On a golf topic, what courses are on your bucket list to play anywhere in the world? Cheers, Nige. Okay, so trip. Solo or group, and where are you going?
So I at the moment, I do a lot of solo. I've got a couple of friends who I meet up with around about the Hastings area. But normally, I would love to ride in a little group. 15 maybe. 15 is great because you can see the snake kind of fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'd like a four-man group. Where would I go? I haven't explored, obviously, as much as everyone who's given the answer there, Neil and Mike and you. I would still go up north.
Yeah. Well, even though you've been up there?
Went up there, yeah. Because I still didn't get bored of it when I went up there 3 times last year in the camper van.
Yeah.
And Wales, I haven't really dipped my toe too much in Wales. Don't know, Bruce, to be honest with you. What I know, I would go to Scotland because it's in a less deserted time. So obviously not high season. Go a little bit out of season.
Yeah. And
yeah, I would love. There's a road. I don't know if you know it, but I think it's round the. It's Gairloch, south of Gairloch, up to Ullapool, and it's that road that continues for about 50 miles or 40 or 40. I think I turned left in the van and it went turn right in 48 miles or something. Oh my word! Is that the one? You don't get that round here, do you?
It's the one that goes past like Bennett and all those places.
Near Torridon. I think you turn left at Torridon or something, and it's like loads of beaches. It's just like a very gnarly little one-laner. It's not the main route that goes round up to Gairloch from Torridon, but it's round the beach area, and it's like a little gnarly. Oh, it's amazing. I think there's 6 beaches they call or something like that up there.
Oh wow!
So I think I would go there.
Yeah.
And not have that. I know it can be painful with camper vans, and I was in one myself, or van conversion, but that would be. I would like to go back there on a bike again.
I'm intrigued to know where that is, Trev. I'm going to have a look at a map and see where that is.
Yeah, you go. There's a Torridon. I'm not sure if it's exactly in Torridon, but I think it may be. And if you zoom right in, and it's near enough on the coast road, it's not the main road, it's the B384, I can't remember what it is. It's not that, it's south of that, and it's closer to the beach, and it goes all the way round to Gairloch. I think it may join up with that main road eventually and get you up to Gairloch.
Oh, okay.
And the road from Gairloch all the way to Ullapool.
Oh, right. Nice.
Beautiful.
So I go on. On a golf topic.
Oh, yeah, the golf thing.
What's on your bucket list to play anywhere in the world?
I'm never going to get over not being able to play Augusta.
Oh, just a way to say that.
Sorry, it's just a very vain thing, and no one can play Augusta, not even if you're whoever. Yeah, it would be amazing just to see it. I had a friend who went to the Masters, and he was just if you find a weed at Augusta, if you go as a they call it a patron, but it's a spectator. If you find a weed on the grounds, Bruce, they give you $20.
What?
You get a marshal or whoever who's walking around like in charge, and you call them over and go, and they give you $20 to spend in the concessions, and there's nothing there.
What?
So in a weird sense, it's not natural, is it? It's a bit weird.
What a great idea, though. Because that $20 is going straight back into the club, isn't it? It's going straight back into the clubhouse.
No, but no one finds one.
Right.
That's the key.
All right.
There's not a weed on the course. It's stupid, really, because there's probably so much weed killer and insect spraying going on. So it's so sterile, probably, as a course. But just to play in that would be my top of the.
So
top course to play.
With all the money in the world, you still couldn't just turn up and play Augustus. It's an invite only for the tour?
I think there's two Masters winners. So if you win the Masters, the green jacket they wear, they get presented. Even then, you can't just turn up. You have to be invited. You have to say you play with a member.
Wow,
it's all a bit weird, a bit cult. No, in a nice way. It's all secret squirrels, and this is where you're saying about earlier about the golf being a bit snooty. Down the road, we've got Royal St George's, so Sandwich. There's an Open Championship venue there, Royal St George's. So they host the Open like every 10 years. They had to change their policy because on the front door of their golf club, it's not like that now, so don't give me any hate, but on the front door, 20 years ago, they said no dogs or women.
10 years ago?
More than that, probably 20.
Even that?
But they had to change.
Wow.
They had to change, otherwise they weren't going to get the Open. They go, well, you can't track you. Didn't have any women members, anything like that.
And the world was a better place.
Muirfield's the same, Bruce. Up at Muirfield, up in north, where are we? South East Scotland. So Berwick. Berwick round to Edinburgh. Just before Edinburgh, as you go round, is Muirfield. They haven't held the Open for 12 years, and it's not on the rota because they don't accept women in their course.
Still to this day? That's unbelievable.
Might be wrong, but it's not on the rota.
Wow.
RNA have just gone, sorry, but you're just like stuck in the Middle Ages.
That's incredible, isn't it? Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's where golf gets a bad name.
Yeah. There's no need for that these days as well. Cheers for that one, Neil. Last one on Patreon.
Cheers, Neil.
Mr. Giggles. Have you ever tried to go for a walk without spoiling it?
It really is, Bruce. I said it in the last video. It is a good walk spoiled. It really is. Some of these courses I go to, Mark Twain, I think, said that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It is. That's why if someone doesn't play golf and it doesn't go in them, you won't. It's a Marmite sport. It is a good walk spoiled sometimes.
I'm glad I never got bit by it. I really am. I think if I did give it a go, it would grab me, and I'd be shit at it because I'm just not flexible in the slightest. So
maybe if we ever go on tour again, and I'd love to go on another tour with you, by the way.
Yeah. Don't do it to me, Trev.
We'll find a driving range.
I'll pop my shoulder out. Burst a rib or something. Cheers for that. All those questions over on the clan. We have one on Facebook, and that is Peter Toole. I had a knee replacement last year and can't get my subconscious to allow my body to rotate when playing a shot. Everything is just through my arms, causing me to hook a lot of shots. Is there an easy fix I can work on? I've gone from playing off 16 to 21.
It's common. So there's a lot of people who have hip and knee replacements, and knee's a bad one because it's a pivoting point, a knee. So he's obviously now struggling to turn, and if you don't turn, you start using your hands too much. So there's a point of, okay, Peter, if you're listening, I would say if you wear a glove, you swing down to the ball, feel the glove pointing more away from you for longer. Hopefully people will understand that. So if I had a glove, normally people would wear a glove on their left hand if they're right-handed. When you swing down, people watching will probably see this now. No good for radio, Bruce, this is it. If you have a glove logo, keep it looking that way, away from you for longer. People who hook get the glove logo, which is on the back of your left hand, looking into them too quickly. And that then obviously mirrors what the club face is doing, and it's hooking.
Oh, okay.
It's as simple as I can make it, because people overuse their hands because they can't move their body because of his knee. So Peter, obviously you are working too much with your hands, which is a good thing, but you need to delay that a little bit longer. So if I had a watch, obviously my watch is now facing towards the camera there for longer. And if my club head was mirroring that, it would stay open, so it would never hook.
Right.
So it's a timing issue. It's common for people who have ailments.
Have you covered that in a vid that we could direct him to, perhaps?
Yes, because a lot of my that's what I said in a recent video. If you cut me in half, it says less is more, and I go on a little bit. Too many golfers over move. I always break it down into kind of segments: body, legs, arms, and hands. Very basic. Too many people use the gear of their body. And if you use the gear of your body, because why wouldn't you? That's how you feel like you're going to hit it a long way. Use your shoulders and stuff. The gears of your arms have to then be less, wrong English, but so you're trying to, golf swing is you're trying to blend all these body parts together. So if you look on the channel, Peter, on just like less is more, Warren Bennett Golf Academy, less is more. Swing with your arms. There's a secret to it, though. You can't just go, just swing with your arms, Peter. There's a secret to how to swing with your arm. That's why I would say, Bruce, some people, and I haven't had that many negative comments, you get occasional donut. But no, it's not. They're not actually. They're justified. Some of them say you waffle too much because they're like 15 minutes, 10 minutes long. Mm-hmm. But it's not as simple as, Peter, to swing your arms more, just do that. Because there's other factors, feelings, and questions. So you have to describe that. There's banana skins that people can fall into when they do a move. So you have to explain that because there's no point just going, oh, Bruce, when you swing a club, just do that, right? You can't, because there's more to it. So any teaching, you have to be kind of, so I try and cover as many bases as simply as possible. So that's what I would say, Peter. There's a delay. There's no question using your wrists or hands or arms more. You will need to still do that because if you can't pivot around your knee or you've lost your momentum of your body, you're still going to have to use your arms, Peter. You're going to have to time it differently. So just feel your glove logo a bit more. But there is videos on there, Bruce, to answer your question.
Beautiful.
Look up less is more and it will bring you to I've done probably 20 videos on different topics of less is more. Cool.
Well, Pete, I hope that helps you out in any way.
I hope so, Pete. If not, just if you want to message me on Instagram, Peter, or Facebook. Does that come from Facebook?
That one's on Facebook. It's Facebook, but on my Facebook, yeah. Do you have a Facebook?
Yeah, the Academy.
Oh, there's the Academy. Right, I'll link to that as well.
Everything's under Warren Bennett Golf Academy.
Because your Instagram is your personal one. That's the one I have, Trev.
Yeah, everything. I've got Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Just to, like you said, like you. I've got
It's got TikTok.
They're all the same video.
yeah. I need to use TikTok more. I just, I need to
use it enough.
Yeah.
One video, 2, 3, or 4 videos a week. It's not enough. You got to do 3 an hour, haven't you?
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't do that. No.
Yeah,
but Peter, if you're listening, if you're not sure, just message me on Facebook or wherever on comment on a video and I'll see it.
Bosh. There you go, Pete. I hope you get it sorted out, pal.
Good luck.
Trev, that's us, mate. We managed to go through all the questions.
Awesome.
We are just under 3 hours.
Thanks, Bruce. That's gone really quickly.
Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Really, really good to chat to you. Finally, get you on here and have a good, a good natter. I've missed you, man. I've missed you. I'm glad you're in a good place, and you've sorted things out, and you've sort of you're in a happier place yourself now. It's great to see. It really comes across. You notice it. Just chatting to you can see it.
Good to
it's
see.
like a weight's been lifted.
I really appreciate. I appreciate you, Bruce, ready to bend over and get more smoke blown.
No, don't do it. Oh no, don't.
No, I appreciate, because obviously you haven't. It's not like friendship, is it? But it's a camaraderie, I would say. And you have kept in touch. You have said, "How you doing, buddy? You're okay." Do you know what I mean? It's like I have a different mindset to this sort of stuff, right? Like if I connect to somebody as a mate, that's it. They're a mate. It doesn't matter if I've met you just through TeapotOne or through the tours. Yeah.
If we get on and I regard you as a mate, you're now a mate. That's it. So of course I'm going to check in on you. You know, Christ, it's what mates do, isn't it?
Yeah, I've missed it. I missed the camaraderie. I missed the clan meet because obviously seeing you guys get together, seeing the videos, seeing the Facebook things. And I'm like, oh, one day, but that's what kept me going. One day I'm going to be out there again. It's like, oh, I can't wait to get there. If we're going to go to Southwest, mate, I'll be the first in that queue.
Well,
love it.
Listen,
I can't wait.
If you want to brew before then, I'm only down the road and you're back on two wheels anyway. Yeah. So me and you can go for a ride somewhere and you can bore me about this golf bollocks, you know. And we can
try and keep up.
And we can beat you. Yeah. And we can bitch about YouTube.
Yes. But we don't care though, Bruce, do we?
No, well, it's a battle. For me, it's a constant battle because I really do care. But I know I shouldn't.
Yeah, of course you can.
And I just...
No, you care about the quality and you care about what you're getting back out of it. I get that.
Yeah. And because this is...
But like I said to you, you and what you're doing isn't videos, right? You have to have that as a means to network, we call it. That isn't you.
Yeah.
You said it to me. You gave me the spill. I'll give you the spill back again. It isn't you.
But
what those, I'm going to say again, what those two guys said is deeper. Doing is deeper. Live your life slogan is more. That's why you're so got that clan. You've got your clan with you.
And I genuinely appreciate that. I dearly appreciate that. But this is my job. This is how I pay my mortgage. This is how I pay bills. Yeah. And it's at a point where, you know, it's a struggle. So it gets to a point where you're like, okay, how much you've been in that position, right? You know, and I'm like, when do you go, okay, you've lived the dream. Now let's return to the real world. You need to get a job. So not quite there yet, but it's on the horizon. And I think to myself, if things drop, I need to have a plan B. You know, you need to. The mortgage needs paid.
Okay, Bruce.
Every month.
Okay. You're going to say no, but couldn't you then, like me, right? It's a bit of keep the quality up, but the quantity is obviously 2 videos at least a week. There's some months I did 1 a day. So I did like a February series. So I did 28 in a row.
Yeah.
You make long form content, I would say. Your Australian video came out yesterday or 2 days ago. Long form, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 20, 25 minutes, most of it. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's 3 to 5 days,
enough, isn't it? Yeah, it's enough. So the return is obviously minimal for that amount. So the other side of the coin is someone making videos that are, doesn't matter about length, but a little bit simpler. We call it maybe a review, maybe you just vlogging on your bike, which is justified still. I'm not saying you want to do that. But the other side of the coin is, okay, I'm not doing it to impress anyone, right? But my average income from YouTube, and I don't know don't please tell me yours, Bruce, but I'm just saying, because I think I've got now a library that's churning, you know, and it's feed, like we all know, we can see what's coming from every video past and all that. It's £1,300 a month.
What? I've never earned that. I'm 280 odd quid this month.
Yeah. So because, Bruce, it's a quantity, isn't it? The quality. I'm not saying the long form. If I just did long form, if I just did this playing, I would be the same. It'd be amazing. Like your videos are amazing, the cuts and whatever, the music. But because it's 1 a week or 1 every, whatever it is, it's going to be less, isn't it? So, but I'm not saying do this, but I'm just saying as a, for instance, if you vlogged twice a week, this is what I'm doing this week. I'm not saying you'd hate you. I know you're going to hate it, but that will then bring back, because I'm only getting, Bruce, look at my last few videos, 2,500, 5,000, 1,700, 3. I'm not getting it. Very rarely I go over 10,000 views because it's golf instruction. And I'm not hippie enough to be, you know, I'm not American in perfect weather. But you said I've got a loyal thing, you've got a loyal thing, but sometimes you need to meet in the middle a little bit. And you are really good at what you do. But sometimes you can still do that, but sometimes you might need to edge it with something a bit simpler. I know that's not your thing and your beef, but sometimes if needs must, like I sat down 2 years ago and go, what the hell do I need to do to get me out of this pickle? Whether I like it or not, it's coming out.
It's very interesting that this has come up, because literally just before we started doing this podcast, I was halfway through a post that will come out on Patreon, which is addressing some of this about a change in the vid styles and asking for people's input. Yeah. So check that out when it'll come out in about half an hour's time. So if you get an opportunity at some point this week, have a look and see what you think. Let me know. But
everyone's different, Bruce. Everyone's got this different way in, and everyone's got to be comfortable in what they're doing. But for you to not carry on, obviously you're always going to do it in some guise, but it's difficult. Like you say, you've got a mortgage, you've got family, you've got a wife, or whatever, a house.
Everyone does.
It's a tough gig. A tough gig.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
But sometimes it's evolving isn't the worst thing.
Case in point. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. Where do people go if they want to follow the channel, if they want to find out more, drop you a line, all that sort of stuff?
Well, if you're a mad golfist like me, I've got an Instagram, I've got Facebook and TikTok, but the main thing is obviously driving into YouTube. It's all under the Warren Bennett Golf Academy.
So there'll be links.
But Bruce, I'm just going to say something. I don't sell it very often. Everyone can. I run a charity called the Adam Bell Foundation. I'd love everyone just to go on Instagram. It's all about that.
Adam Bell Foundation.
Foundation.
Okay.
I'm a trustee. He was a mate who died 20 years ago of undiagnosed type 1 diabetes, and we run a type 1 diabetes awareness channel. So if everyone can go and check it out, we've saved. I can't say we didn't know if she was ever going to die, but we saved a 14-year-old during Easter. She saw our poster in one of our service station.
Wow.
On the M1. Yeah.
Fair play to you. I'll leave links for all that down below, folks, so make sure you check that out.
The Adam Bell Foundation. It's just a very, very, very small charity that's run by, there's 5 trustees, but 3 of us run it, me, my wife, and Adam's partner, Helen. And that would be, so forget about all the golf stuff. I'd love everyone just to, and because I'm not doing it for that, I'm not doing it, we need to be bigger. It might help someone and might save someone.
Awesome. There you go, folks. Please check his golf channel out as well, even if you're not a golfer. But check out the charity as well. Trev, it's been an absolute pleasure, Thanks, mate. Bruce. Really have enjoyed chatting to you. I cannot wait till we meet up in person again. It's going to be good. Too. Good times ahead, pal.
Me too. Appreciate it, Bruce. Thanks for your time, bud.
Been a pleasure. Folks, hope you've enjoyed this one. As always, thanks for your support. If you fancy helping out the podcast or the main channel, please head to patreon.com/TeapotOne. If you want to be involved in the podcast, keep your eyes on the socials. Make sure you leave a question for us to cover in the chat, and we will. All right, folks, keep doing your thing. Look after those that you love. Get on out there whenever you can, but most importantly, live your life. Woo!